Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. This live stream, we are going to be watching the game between the Waratahs and the Crusaders. It is the second game of round 3 of the Super Rugby Trans-Tasman 2021 competition, and it should be a very exciting one. They are in Wollongong for this match. Crusaders away from home at the moment, sitting third on the table, but we will have to wait and see if that is going to change after this one. We have got Machu in the chat. As said, what's up, chat? What's up, Kiwi Lads? And the brother Marco, let's go Crusaders as well. And do let me know in the chat your score predictions for this match. I know a lot of people think the Crusaders are winning this one by a huge margin, but then the Waratahs, they haven't been playing too badly over the last couple of weeks, so maybe they can hang in there for just long enough. We've also got, I do like the Crusaders, but I'm going for the Waratahs tonight. I'm going to play MLB, and the review was a chill live stream, basically. It was indeed. I ended up just chatting for about an hour with you guys, which was pretty awesome. And Crusaders are better than the Waratahs, says Carlos, and 54-5 is the prediction from AJ Cook. So could be a very high scoring match between these two sides, and it should be a very exciting one indeed. I will show you guys the starting lineups for both the Waratahs and the Crusaders. We will start with the home side, though, the Waratahs, and they are going with a pretty similar lineup to last week. They have got Jack Wedham there, which is probably a good sign because he did take a bit of a head knock in that last match. Then also Lockie Swinton, he has been very good with his tackling and carries throughout the competition. He is 4 for tackles and 4 for carries, sitting on 26 for both stats. Then you've got in the number 1 jersey, another man who I'm looking forward to seeing go up against these Crusaders players is Angus Bell. He has had the most carries in Super Rugby Trans-Tasman leading into this round, and also he has scored 2 tries already, 1 in each match. But then Harry Johnson-Holmes, the other forward, or the other prop, I should say, has scored 2 tries in that first match that they played up against the Hurricanes as well. So should be an exciting lineup for the Waratahs, and it will be interesting to see how they will do up against the Crusaders. Then we look at the Crusaders side, and they are going with pretty unchanged. I do see that Michael Alalatoa is once again hiding behind the Kiwi Lads logo, but they have got the likes of Fetu Kamakama Douglas at 6. No Ethan Blackadder this week, possibly resting him. Oh, no, he took a head knock, actually, so that is why he is not there. Also, they have got Quinton Strange in the number 4 jersey, and they have got a very experienced man on the bench as well in that regard, but they've got Richie Moanga. That is a man who has found some incredible form lately. Got a hat-trick last week for the first time in Super Rugby for himself. He is leading for the point scoring, leading for the try scoring, or leading equal, I should say, tying with, I believe it is Julian Savia, but they are heading almost out onto the field here. The Crusaders also showing Will Jordan in the number 15 jersey. They have got speed for days, power for days in that back line with Sever Rees, Lester Fine, Nuku out on the wings, and it is a very exciting combo in that regard. As well, I will read the chat quickly as well. I'll go Saders by 45, says Novmum. And that is probably, unfortunately for the Waratahs here, it could be not too far off. We got a nice stash as well from Izzy. Thank you very much. We did hit that subscriber goal, so I decided a deal is a deal. So I have got it on for this one. Have got it on. I feel like that sounds like it's stuck on, but it is real. In that regard, we have got. I'm not saying the Crusaders will not win, just want the Waratahs with the upset as well, says Henry Samuel. Hey, howdy, hey, yo, says Scrumless. What time is it there at the moment? It must be like 3 a.m., is it? If I'm not wrong, over there in America. And we have got Max has said 50-37 to the Tars, or unless that is 37 for the Tars, maybe go Saders as well. And Hooper in Japan, mate. And we have got Saders by at least 45. Huge guesses in the chat at the moment. Let's go Crusaders from Paulie B. They are showing Jack Dempsey there. I believe he has got the, is it the 100th cap that they are talking about? Or is he, no, I think they're just cheering him on. Maybe his hometown boy, Crusaders by 3 tries, says Gary Miller as well. So that would receive them the bonus point. Waratahs from Fiji as well, says Joseph. So a lot of people going for them here. They are showing Angus Bell. He is a dangerous man with ball in hand. And the chat is going very quick at the moment. So I do appreciate you all being here so early for this live stream. What game are you most excited about today? Says Aiden. I think all 3 of them are going to be absolute cracking matches, but we have got a factor, which is the fact that maybe at this stage, unfortunately, there is going to be the case of a lot of rain scheduled for the match at Eden Park, which is going to be the match at 7:15. So hopefully it doesn't get rained off, or I don't think it will get rained off, but it could really affect the way that they're playing. We've also got in the chat, Aiden. Hey, once again, bro, welcome to the live stream, mate. Thank you very much for tuning in. We've got a whole heap of people in the chat. Love your channel, mate, from Matthew Jones. Thank you as well, mate. Gary Cooper is going to be the man in charge, or Graham Cooper, sorry, for this match. And we are getting very close to it getting underway. But yeah, if you do enjoy this live stream, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We are going to be doing 2 more matches today, as long as it doesn't absolutely bucket down outside, because if it does, it may end up turning the power off. I think it was scheduled to be flooding and all sorts in this area, but Richie Mo'unga is going to be kicking off this one. Got a little bit of the chin strap going on here, Richie Mo'unga, but we are underway for this match at Wollongong between the Crusaders and the Waratahs straight away. Tell you what, who was that? Was that Lockie Swinton? Because if it was, he absolutely smashed into the Crusaders defence, but the Waratahs have this ball just outside of their 22 in the hands of Harry Johnson-Holmes. And it looks like they are going to be going for a bit of a kick here. It is going to be kicked in behind by Jake Gordon. Oh, a little bit of an awkward bounce, but Will Jordan taking it nicely now. It's going to be Cullen Grace running hard at the line on halfway as well. Met by Angus Bell and Lockie Swinton. Those are two men you don't want to run into. Drummond now going to the short side. Almost stolen there. They've got, Mataeli's actually starting this match. I do see at the moment, and there's a knock-on advantage to the Waratahs. Who is Mataeli in instead of? That is the big question at this stage. I know it was supposed to be Sever Reese and Lester Whaiananuku. So we are just going to have to wait and see who he is on the field for. But that is a little bit of a hit, perhaps, unless, of course, they did decide. I do see Sever Reese, so that must be for Lester Whaiananuku. I will quickly write that one down. So the big question is Lester Whaiananuku injured, or is he going to be coming off the bench instead? Whaiananuku's in the midfield. Tell you what, something's happened here. It's Dallas McLeod and also Braden Enoy out there. That's the big question. Which team are you going for, says Travis Smith. As strong as the Crusaders are, I feel like everyone wants to see that upset, but then they need the bonus point to be able to stay in this competition. Of course, the Hurricanes receiving their third bonus point in a row in the match yesterday up against the Western Force. Yeah, flooding in Christchurch too, says Izzy. So yeah, hopefully the power does stick around, but it is going to be a scrum reset. I feel like I should have been watching before the match, but I was setting up all the live stream because I feel like they've made a few changes there, the Crusaders. And as soon as I know, I will let you guys know as well. Your scoreboard has not started the game, says Carlos. Yeah, normally it has to wait. I think it does it after maybe about 1 or 2 minutes as well. I will see if I can jump start it, though, and see if it helps it out. And at this stage, 4 kgs is the advantage for the Crusaders in the scrum. 909 to 905. Two big fullbacks here between these two sides. And I will write that one down as well. Hey, bro, it's Ryan. Welcome to the live stream, Ryan. Thank you very much for tuning in. Oh, that's a great push from the Crusaders, and it's going to be a scrum reset, though. Now, a stat that is quite fun to look at is the fact that the Crusaders at this stage have 100% scrum win rate when they have been feeding the ball, and they've won 10 from 10 so far. And the Waratahs, unfortunately for them, or actually, they do actually have 100%, so they've got 11 from 11. So both sides haven't lost a scrum yet. That was close for the Waratahs. The Crusaders well and truly driving in that one, but they did go with the scrum reset instead. But at this stage, they are currently about 38 metres out from their own line. They are showing the front row of George Bauer, Cody Taylor, and Michael Alalatoa. That is a strong lineup. And we have it's got, I could tell the internet came back on because all the noisy people suddenly shut up and went into their homes as well, says Scrum Lass. And we have also got there for 54 to 5 for the Crusaders. Now it is going to be out the back line, Donaldson there. Little short ball into the hands of it. That would have been Fogarty. Now it's going Donaldson once again. Now it's a bit of a step there from Newsom, but wasn't quite able to get through. And that's one thing the Crusaders did well last week against the Reds. They were able to steal the ball in the breakdown quite a few times. And that will be what they will be hoping to do in this match as well. Just outside of the 22. Kick downfield there by Fogarty. And he has found a bit of space. Now it is going to be in the hands of Manasa Mataeli, who goes into the hands of Will Jordan looking like he's going to run it instead, going hard at the line, run straight at Jack Whedon. And also it would have been Jeremy Williams for this one. It was Hugh Sinclair, I believe, for the last match, but he is not there for this one either. First try scorer of all three games as well, says Aiden. And now it is going to be in the hands of, that was a good ankle tap on Will Harrison, who is starting in the number 15 jersey, driving him forward. I will read the chat in a very short moment. This game looks like it's going to be a very fast-paced one. It is going to be a short ball from Whedon into the hands of Angus Bell, who is driving forward, tackled by Barrett, though. Gordon going to the right-hand side. Donaldson now with a little bit of a sell of a dummy was Harry Johnson Holmes, sorry. That's gone through the hands of Donaldson, gone backwards. He's claimed it himself there, which is an interesting situation, passing to himself there, Ben Donaldson. Now it's going to be Gordon going to the side, a little chip in behind from Will Harrison, looking for touch. And he has found it, and it is going to be the line out now for the Crusaders inside of their 22. It's my birthday today, says James Gordon. Happy birthday, mate. Hope you are going to be enjoying all the games of rugby we have got on today. They've taken it quickly. They're the Crusaders, and Dallas McLeod has kicked that one downfield. So at this stage, that may mean that Braden Enoy is not there, which is a bit of a hit, because that means hopefully there is nothing to do with that injury that he had for last season. They're just showing Ben Donaldson passing it to himself. He's had the most offloads almost in the competition, and that almost got accounted of one as Michael Hooper in this match. No, he is not. He is still in Japan, I believe. Kuora, brother Tarangi in the whare as well from Hona. Welcome to the live stream, mate. That one is going to be in the hands of Jake Gordon now running out of the line, but he has been tackled there by Sione Havili. Rushing up was Cody Taylor there, and the Waratahs have still got this ball, and now they are going to be going back for the scrum for the knock on. Siafina Anuku moving to the midfield, I believe I did see him there. Unless it was Sione Havili, but I haven't seen Braden Enor yet. So that is something that we will have to watch out for in the later stages. I'm looking at the replay. Yeah, it's Faina Anuku at 13 for this one rather than Braden Enor. We have got in the chat, Ardil has said, hey, mate, go Crusaders. Welcome to the live stream as well. Unfortunately for the Oz teams, you have to score tries to win. And, yeah, that is the case. And unfortunately for the Western Force, not able to score a single try in that match yesterday, and I don't think anyone saw that coming. And so far, people wouldn't have seen this one coming at this stage. The Crusaders, the Waratahs having 68% of the possession in this match. It looks cold at the game. I believe it is 14 degrees and quite windy. I think they did mention, which I feel like all going early, so it's a free kick for the Crusaders. Yeah, I feel like that is something that the park or the Eden Park crowd would be taking at this stage for a little bit of wind rather than the hail that is expected, unfortunately, for them at that ground. We have got the Hooper in Japan, mate, from Scrumless, and also nice neighbour, says Gary Miller, and then also good luck Saders from Nanasi. And Nanais, I'm not too sure if I said that right. I see it is now a beach as well, says North Mum. Yeah, tell you what, that would be the sea breeze well and truly. That is right next to a beach. Now that I've just shown that cinematic for me. Surely, has anyone ever kicked the ball into there? It looks like all of the Crusaders are actually almost going with that chin strap type arrangement that Richie Moanga had, because Mitch Drummond has the same thing at the moment. I'm not sure whether there's a meaning behind it or whether it's just something those lads decided that they wanted to do, but that is a good push from the Waratahs there. The front rows have come up, and now the Crusaders have got that advantage, and they've got the penalty at scrum time as well. And I believe, yeah, it was for kind of wheeling the scrum, I believe. Yeah, illegal wheeling. I subscribe to your channel, bro, as well, says Carlos. Thank you very much, mate. Much appreciated, or unless it is to Henry's perhaps, and switch to James Gordon as well. We have got, it's like he's kicking ceramic roofing tiles around on his floor. I am fascinated and pathologically curious as to how he is making that much noise. I assume that is maybe a fella to your side or above you, scrum lass. But that one at the moment, the line out goes to the middle for Mitchell Dunshay. Now it's going to be Drummond quick against Moanga. Now it's going to be Sione Havili meeting, I believe it was the man in the number 13 jersey, Parisi. And that was an ugly tackle there. Now it's going to be Moanga with the white ball hit late. Now it's going to be Sarah Reese with the ball on the inside. Will Jordan, he's got Cody Taylor with him, goes to Drummond instead. And that is going to be the opening try of this match for the Crusaders 8 minutes in. And it was Mitch Drummond who was able to score it. Nice little bit of a set play there from the Crusaders. And because of it, it has led to the first try of this match for themselves. But I am also going to do what I did with the live stream yesterday. You guys seem to enjoy it. We're just going to be, I'll put all the try scorers in the little scrolling across thingamabob like I did yesterday. So I will write that in. And it was Mitch Drummond who was able to score the opening try of this match for the Crusaders. And they will be pretty happy with that. Like I mentioned, they haven't had too much possession. So for them to be able to take their chance there, get the 7 points on the board perhaps, if Richie Moanga can convert it. There we go. We have got it down the bottom. Crusaders try scorers. So far, it is Mitch Drummond. We have also got there who's got the ball below, bro. It was the Crusaders, and they were able to score it as well. And we have got who scored the try, says Carlos. It was Mitch Drummond. And try Crusaders is AJ Cook. And we have also got 25-23 as the prediction for the Crusaders to win as well. And we have got yes, go Crusaders, says Gary. And also definitely going to watch it soon, mate. My internet has been bad all day until like 3 minutes before the stream started. Yeah, that's a bit the same for me as well. Unfortunately, I have to reset my modem about, like, this sounds like an exaggeration, but I think I reset it about 7 times last night and about 5, or maybe only about 3 today, which is probably not too bad overall. But yeah, it does take a lot of resetting to try and get it going. But Ben Donaldson now going to be getting this match back underway, 9.5 minutes in, and at the moment the Crusaders leading 7-0. And they are playing in Wollongong as well, and they will be hoping to see a good performance from their side. Will Jordan now firing across into the hands of Moanga. He is inside of the 22, looking for a bit of a step there. Richie Moanga not quite able to find the gap. He is still stepping around now. It's in the hands of Cullen Grace, who has been met by Lockie Swinton, who was almost straight over the ball. But the Crusaders still have this ball in hand. Now it's going to be Will Jordan. They've got the advantage as well. Sione Aveli trying to run over the top of Jack Whitten. And that's the thing, Jack Whitten, he would have played against some of these Kiwi boys quite often, I would think. He was at the Highlanders for a while. Now it's going to be Cody Taylor with the inside ball to Dallas McLeod now. Finding a bit of a gap as well. Dallas McLeod making a few extra meters, 30 meters out now from their own line. Little no-look pass from Richie Moanga goes to Whainānuku, who is in the midfield for this match, I will mention as well. But Richie Moanga got the ball in hand. Once again, they're still inside of their half. Our inside ball from Cody Taylor to Cullen Gray. Straight over the ball, though. Almost no, it's another advantage because he did leave his feet. Now it's going to be Drummond taking it quickly. And straight away now, they are going with the counter-attack once again. Whainānuku not quite able to link up there. Has been tackled there by, it was Jack Maddox. And it's going to be the penalty to the Waratahs because of the clear lift. So that is a big mistake from the Crusaders. Whainānuku perhaps should have looked at passing that ball on the outside to Sevu Reece, rather than going himself there. Yes, mash the reset button as well, says Scrum Lads. Let's get 50 likes on the stream tonight before halftime. Kiwi Lads Whanau as well, says Machu Yef. Well, I mean, that would be pretty huge if we were able to do that. Let's see if we can get there down in a gong. Mullet Paradise as well, says Hone. I assume, yeah, I think it is, isn't it? Over there in Australia, they have a few regions that just have a whole heap of mullets. Like pretty much every single person has one. Now it's going to be closing the gap against the Crusaders. So now it is a quick tap from the Waratahs using their back line now. Now it's going to be Parisi now, finding a bit of a gap. He's got plenty of pace as well. Who is he going to be passing to? Sells the dummy there. Goes himself a little offload there into the hands of Maddox, but it's almost a little knock on, or was it? Did he get the hand on the ball? It is going to be the knock on against the Waratahs, but they were close there. Who had it in hand? I believe it would have been Alex Newsom, who did almost get the hands on it, but Parisi, what a run that was. Found a bit of a gap and just hit it up beautifully. Look at that. Round Lester Whainānuku shunts off Dallas McLeod. Will Jordan there. He was backtracking, and like they are saying, he was buying time, and he did it very well to be able to stall it. And then from there, the pass that needed to find hands was that one out to Alex Newsom, but didn't quite make it. We have Oscar, mate. It's 45 as well, says Ryan. And also, come on, Waratahs. You can do it. Stay strong as well, says Joseph. And happy birthday from James, or to James Gordon, I should say, as well. And I got a fix for your neighbour that involves the roof as well, says Gary Miller. And Tars almost scored. Last pass was forward, says AJ Cook. You are still very far ahead in terms of anything you say in the chat. I think is almost a little bit of a spoiler because of the fact that it hasn't quite happened for me yet. So if you can delay it just a little bit more, would be very much appreciated. But at this stage, only the one. Oh, it's going to be a penalty to the Waratahs for the front row going down. Does that count as a scrum not being... Don't have that 100% scrum rate, and Ben Donaldson now is going to be trying to decide what to do from here. They are going for the corner here, the Waratahs. They want points on the board here, and they do need them indeed. Has kicked it for the corner now, and it's going to be 5 meters out for the Waratahs. It's going to be in the hands of Dave Parecki. He was able to score a try in the last match, and also James Gordon did, and Angus Bell. So they have got a few players in that fullback, and it was also their halfback in Jake Gordon, who have got a very good chance. It's gone to the front now. It's a little bit of a set play. It's in the hands of Angus Bell, but well defended there by the Crusaders, almost driving straight over the ball. And because of it, if they still got this one, they've got the advantage now. The Waratahs only 10 meters out as well. Jake Gordon now gives that into the hands of the number 8, met by a wall. That was Will Harris, who got driven backwards there. Now it's going to be in the hands of one of the forwards trying to drive at the line here. Jake Gordon now, wide ball, not finding any hands, and it's in the hands of Sevu Reece, but they are going back now for the penalty, and they will be going for the corner once again. Now, something that the Crusaders need to be careful with is the fact that they are the second most penalised side in the Super Rugby Trans-Tasman competition, and they will be wanting to make sure that they can get it right in this match as well. And we have got, you should make a video tomorrow, and Namish, please make a rugby challenge for live stream dream matches, says Henry Samuel. Don't know whether it will be tomorrow because we still have that match that is happening between the Highlanders and the Rebels. That has been moved to 5 o'clock New Zealand time. It is happening in Sydney. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that match goes as well. The Highlanders at this stage, they were willing to travel to Australia for the sake of trying to secure those points, because at this stage, the table is very close between the New Zealand sides. I will show you guys it because I have got it up here as well. As you can see, the Hurricanes leading with the bonus point at the moment. Then it is the Blues in second. They have got a game in hand, though. The Crusaders in third with a bonus point. That would put them in second at this stage. A little bit of a set play here. Almost into the hands of Parecki, but unfortunately, or Fogarty, sorry, it didn't quite work out. And now it's going to be Mataeli trying to run over the top of Jack Maddox, but straight over the ball there, and it's going to be the penalty to the Waratahs. It was Angus Bell who was able to win it, but going back to the table at the moment, even if the Waratahs get this win, they will only move into about 5th, which is a big shame for them in that regard. But at the moment, early in the day tomorrow then, says Henry Samuel, I will probably be sleeping early in the day because I will be up late. Like I have been doing quite a bit of research on little animation type arrangements for you guys, which I will show the first one now since we are talking about it, and we will talk about the leading try scorers. At the moment, Richie Mo'unga sitting on 4, as well as Julian Savia also sitting on 4. 3 of Richie Mo'unga's coming for him in the last match up against the Reds. Then also Safamua moving into 3rd now, or 3rd equal, I should say, with Bryce Heem, Scott Gregory, Vunivalu, and Billy Proctor also all sitting on 3. There are a lot of tries being scored in this competition, and I feel like it's just one of those ones that it could continue throughout this match as well, because at this stage, 15 minutes gone, I feel like no one expected the Waratahs to only be 7 points behind. And if Will Harrison converts this one, they will only be sitting 4 points behind. But they decided to go for the 3 to get some points on the board. He had to kick that one, and he does. So Will Harrison now makes it the score of 7 to the Crusaders and also 3 to the Waratahs. My Wi-Fi is mad as well, says Ardell. And I mean at 1:30 or 1 or 1:30, says Henry Samuel. I feel like it would be more of a midweek thing, probably, if I was to do it, just because, yeah, I think I'll be sleeping until probably around 3 o'clock with how late I have plans of staying up tonight and getting everything organized for the next live stream tomorrow as well, Gary. I think I just never don't ever need to live in the apartment complex as well. Rural living was always most peaceful for me. Yeah, we are very lucky in the town that I live in. We don't really have too many loud people around. Oh, Will Jordan with a lovely step there, and he's going at the line 50 meters out now. The Crusaders, but stolen straight away by Jack Dempsey. And because of it, they are going back, though, for a penalty for the Crusaders. And this one is going to be the referee still marching forward. So it's looking like it's going to be maybe around the 22 of the Crusaders. Yes, it is. And Richie Mo'unga is going to be kicking for the corner. Perhaps Cody Taylor off the back of the rolling maul will be wanting to get his hands on a position in those top try-scoring position, or top try-scorers list, I should say, as well. We have also got in the chat, they always get accused of cheating and clearly do take advantage of the rules as well, says Machu, for the Crusaders as well. And we have also got there, I screamed at the Swiffermoth mop today because I couldn't get the wet pad attached properly. Believe me, I could get angry as well, says Scrum Lass. Oh, that one is not straight. So now it's going to be the Waratahs who had the ball in hand once again, and they will be going for the scrum here, I believe. So humanity as well, says Gary Miller. And yeah, at this stage, the big question is, are the Waratahs going to be able to score a try in this match? I feel like the way they've been going up against the Hurricanes and also the Blues, they haven't looked too bad. They've been able to score a few tries, like the match last week against the Blues. They did get the tries of Jake Gordon, Angus Bell, and Dave Parecki. So they were able to score 3 times. And depending on how they can defend, they haven't been doing absolutely terribly on defense. I feel like they're one of those sides that, like, overall, like, I mean, last week, they had 482 meters carried, which is actually pretty impressive for a team that lost the match. And also, they scored 48 points when they lost to the Hurricanes as well. And we have also got there a bit laggy, says Henry Samuel. Yeah, it's probably the little ticker one going across the bottom of the screen at the moment. But hopefully, after normally about a minute or so, it does sort itself out in that regard. But now the Crusaders have got this ball just outside of the 22 of the Waratahs. It is going to be Mitch Drummond in the hands of Barrett, playing 5 for this one, carrying hard. And he is captain for this one as well. Now it's going to be Drummond, goes back into the hands of Sione Havili, trying to drive forward as well. Goes now, oh, they've got the advantage here, the Crusaders. Fetu Kamakama Douglas did hit that ball up as well. Most of the forwards already having a carry in this one. Mo'unga with a little kick in behind, but it has found the hands of Will Harrison, and they are going to be going back. Oh, and tell you what, it was actually charged down there by Dallas McLeod, so that was almost danger for the Waratahs if he did get his hands on the ball. I love humans. I love them very much as well as their scrum lesson. Also, Crusaders 31 to the 29. Waratahs in 2018. And I know there was an X match, and we've actually, that's New Zealand in the chat. So I guess that's almost my boss in a way, since I do live in New Zealand, I guess. But yeah, it's an interesting one. The Waratahs, they've also had a huge lead over the Crusaders. I can't remember what match it was. Was it that match? But then the Crusaders managed to come back and win it. So the Waratahs, they'd love to be able to get the win here over the Crusaders. It's going to be tough to do, but they have got that almost home field advantage. They are in Wollongong for this match. We have got in the chat Millie and also Kyle, and we have another neck and neck match, says Scrum Lass. And that's the thing. The score lines don't do some of these games justice. Like some of these sides for Australia can hang right in these matches up until the final moments, which is where you need it. And at the moment, I will change it, and it is going to be the point scorers now. And that man, Richie Moang, with the ball in hand on the 22, is it right up the top of the list in that regard. Now it is going to be Cody Taylor with a bit of a step run straight at Angus Bell, but he has been tackled there. Now it's going to be Drummond, goes to Will Jordan with a floaty pass on the inside now to Richie Moang, a little pass to Cullen Grace, the man who scored a try last week, still trying to drive for Cullen Grace, but he has been dragged down. Drummond now into the hands of Waratahs met by, I believe it was Parecki. Yes, it was. And straight on the ball was Dempsey, but they did have the penalty against them there, the Waratahs. So now it is going to be the case of, once again, the Crusaders have got the chance of either kicking for the corner or going for the tap. What are they going to do here? They're going for the corner once again. The Crusaders playing aggressively. They know they need that bonus point, and that is exactly what they're trying to do here. We have also got, don't worry, Scott Barrett. I'm not going to let those Reddit people bully you over your glamour muscles as well as this Scrum Lass. You were talking about that yesterday, weren't you? But, yeah, he might be able to score a try here and prove those people wrong. But they are showing Jack Dempsey it was his 50th cap, not his 100th. And so far, he has scored 8 tries in those 50 matches. He'd love to make it 9 in this one. 2020 score was 43-25 for the Crusaders as well. Scott Barrett claiming that one. Dunshay now a little bit of a set play. Fetukamo Douglas driving towards the line. Oh, it's being knocked to the side, so that's going to be another advantage. Dunshay claims that one. Now it's going to be Drummond. Goes back to Moanga. A little short ball to find Nuku there driving forward. He's on his back, and it is going to be held up. But now they are going back for another penalty against the Waratahs. And I think someone's going to the bin. Yes, he is. It is going to be Jack Whitten. I said that he knows some of these players well. He is going to get to know the sideline well because he is going to be off the field for 10 minutes now. Jack Whitten, not what he would have been wanting. And now the Crusaders can well and truly pour it on. We did see in the match of Super Rugby Aotearoa when Artie Savia got yellow carded, they were able to score 3 tries in that 10 minutes. And that could be what we see here as well. Watching you, eating dinner. How many streams are you doing today? At this stage, I believe it is going to be 3 quick tap from Cody Taylor. Goes to Michael Alalatoa, getting driven sideways now, but it's become a rolling maul. Cody Taylor had that one, but it has been dropped now. So it is going to be now the scrum feed for the Waratahs. And unfortunately for the Crusaders, they have been very aggressive in this one so far, but haven't quite been able to get over the line other than just the once for Mitch Drummond. But at this stage, I believe we have got 3 live streams. It is going to be this one. Then we are doing the match straight after 6:15. It's going to be the match at Eden Park between the Blues and also the Brumbies. And then the last match is 9:45 p.m. And that is going to be between the Reds and the Chiefs. So that should be a very exciting one as well. And I'm looking forward to all of these matches that we have got on today. And then tomorrow on Sunday, we are going to have the situation of the match over in Sydney between the Highlanders and the Rebels as well. Chiefs versus Reds. What a match as well, says Escaroy. Yeah, that's going to be a good one because are the Reds going to be able to fight back from that defeat last week against the Crusaders? Are the Chiefs going to be able to carry over that form that they had from the match against the Brumbies? Could be an exciting one, that is for sure. And I believe it's supposed to be about 26 degrees as well. So a temperature that the Chiefs probably aren't too used to at this stage. It's been pretty chilly in New Zealand recently. I hope it's not turning into the NRL, says Gary Miller as well, in regard to the yellow cards, I believe it is. And yeah, unfortunately, the Waratahs just given away too many penalties just out in front of their own line. But now it is going to be the scrum feed of the Waratahs. I dropped my pen. I'm trying to pick it up with my feet, and it's not really working for me. So I might have to actually crouch down and get it. I am going to the game at 7:05 today. That would be at Eden Park as well. So hopefully it is a nice day. It's expected to be hailing and all sorts happening at that game. So hopefully it does kind of be a decent enough day while you guys are there watching it as well. And we have also got there, you love them to death like me as well, says Gary Miller. And also the reason why I wasn't talking was because I was at the game and my phone was about to go flat, says Millie as well. And I think the Hurricanes couldn't make it to the finals of the Super Rugby Trans-Tasman. And that's the thing with the short format. That is 100% a possibility. That breeze has died down, they have said, right by the sea at Wollongong, at Wynn Stadium, I believe it is, but that one has been kicked into touch for the free kick for Ben Donaldson there. Looking like he's got a little bit of a groin injury, though, which isn't really what you like to see. But now it is going to be Cody Taylor who has got this line out throw 38 metres out from the Waratahs line. The Crusaders, they'll be wanting to get 1 or 2 more tries before the end of this first half as well for that bonus point sake. And also points differential could be huge in this competition. Cullen Grace claiming that one. Now it's going to be Bauer goes to Drummond. Richie Moanga inside ball to Matili, who is driving forward, but tackled by Gordon straight over the ball. Almost was Harry Johnson-Holmes. He's got the turnover as well for the Waratahs. Well done from the tie air prop there. Now it's going to be Jake Gordon with a little kick in behind. That one is skidding on beautifully, and it's going to be almost going into touch inside of the 22 of the Crusaders. Will Jordan returns fire with the kick, and that was very nicely done by the Waratahs, making them a lot of meters there. And now it is going to be the line out, about 35 out from the Crusaders line. Going to the front earlier has just worked out for them, almost an awkward one. Dempsey getting hit hard in the back. In that regard, now it's going to be Donaldson goes back. Oh, Forgetti is under a lot of pressure from Richie Moanga, breaking through the tackle though, and still going 40 meters out. Now the Waratahs going to the right-hand side. Harry Johnson-Holmes does another dummy. He loves doing that, and he loves scoring tries as well for a prop, and he scored 2 so far in the Super Rugby Trans-Tasman competition. Ben Donaldson with the wide ball now to Dempsey, and they are just trying to make a few more meters. Good run there from Jack Dempsey. Wasn't held, so he is still going now. Now it's going to be Gordon, flat ball into the hands of Newsom, and that's one thing I'm noticing from the Waratahs. These wingers and whatnot, they aren't afraid to put their body on the line. Straight over the ball was Mateli, but because of it, no advantage. It is going to be the penalty to the Waratahs there for something that happened in the Alex Newsom ruck, I believe it is, or a little bit more on the inside. Offside, Cody Taylor is the call. Also, who will win, Chiefs or the Reds? I know that it's the closest in terms of the odds between any side so far. I feel like the Reds, maybe they've got a little bit of that advantage. They've got the slightly home crowd advantage. I think they're in Queensland Country Bank Park, I think it is called, or something along those lines. But it's one of those ones as well. The temperature, if it is around that 26, maybe fatigue will start to play factor for the Crusaders. Or sorry, not the Crusaders, for the Chiefs, because they won't be used to that kind of temperature. At the moment, we're lucky if we get 10 here in New Zealand. But then the Chiefs, they are in form, so maybe they will be in that situation of being able to do something decent in that one as well. Harrison is going for the post here off the penalty for the Waratahs, and I will wear a Saders jersey. Heck yeah, as well, says Scrumless. And also, Baron Adeda has said, watching from Suva Fiji, go Crusaders. As well, she is going for them there. Nice, nothing better than playing rugby, or then a chunk of hail shatters your orbital socket. Yeet, as well, says Scrumless. Yeah, that's the thing. It's expected to be a lot of hail, and also, I can't remember how many inches of rain. I think it's supposed to be about 3, which is a lot. I'm back. I was watching other YouTube videos, says Ryan, as well. No worries. And back to that thing about the Crusaders jersey. That's the thing. At the moment, I know that a shop that I sometimes shop from, that's very specific, isn't it? They actually have a sale on jerseys, but the 2021 kits are still very expensive. So I don't know whether I'll get one. I'm thinking about it, but I feel like it might be a bit too pricey at this stage, and I might have to wait till maybe next season to get another jersey, because I want to get all of the teams eventually. But at the moment, the cost of their jerseys, even when they're on special, is quite huge overall. That one is taken nicely by Will Jordan just inside of his own half. Goes to Cullen Grace now with the step. Good low tackle on him, though, by Harris. Now it's going to be Drummond going back into the hands of Sione Havili, trying to drive forward, tackled by Swinton, though. And that's the thing. Phase play has been pretty decent between these two sides. Mata'eli taking that one beautifully there. Now he is looking for the lobby ball on the inside to Drummond. Goes to Cullen Grace, running over the top. Oh, Will Harrison inside of the 22 now of the Crusaders. It goes to Moanga, cross kick. He's looking for Severeese. Hasn't found him, though. And he has found, it was in the end Jack Maddox who claims that one. And that was looking like a throwback to last week. It was very nicely done with the cross kick between those two. But now it is the case of a mark, and it means Will Harrison, or sorry, not Will Harrison, Jack Maddox now is going to be having this kick. Looking like he's been bleeding a little bit there, Jack Maddox, by the look of his shirt as well. But now he is going to be able to kick this one into touch. And it is a good kick downfield, but it hasn't found touch. Oh, but it's a knock-on from Lester Whananuku. And because of it now, it is going to be the scrum feed for the Waratahs on the halfway line. At the moment, they're still in this match. Jeffrey has said, hello, my man, go Crusaders. I want Will Jordan to score. Wellington Saints won last night, my man, as well. So that is great news as well. I have a dream match in Rugby Challenge 4, says New Zealand. What is it, mate? Do let me know. And we have also got in the chat, can you make us a Kiwi Lads on YouTube poster to take to the Auckland game for us, as well as much of a bit of free advertising, perhaps. Maybe we will have to look at some sort of merch very soon. I know quite a few of you guys have been actually mentioning it as well, so maybe it is something that we will have to keep on looking into. No doubt, Chiefs. My missus was having a go at the Reds in the ice cream shop. Why are you eating those ice creams as well, says Johnny Kai. And we have also got in the chat, hate to say, a long trip for the Chiefs. Reds pull off the upset as well, says Gary Miller. And also we have got, I'm back, I was watching Yo as well, says Ryan. And we have got get your followers to chip in $1 as well, says Johnny Kai. I mean, that could be an option, perhaps, because I mean, I had a kit sent to me by one of you guys as well, and it was very much appreciated. And yeah, it's just one of those ones. If you guys want to help out, I guess, please feel free to. We are looking. I don't know whose kit to get though, so I feel like I'll be in a more difficult situation, because if I had the funds for it, I'll be like, right, what kit do I get? Crusaders are closest to me in terms of location, but I love the Hurricanes kit for the yellow, the blue of the Blues kit, very nice as well. And then you got the Highlanders, whose kit isn't terrible either. I feel like the Highlanders sounds bad, but theirs is probably the least likely one I would get. That maybe either the Crusaders, the Hurricanes, or the Blues could be an option as well. We have got Richie needs to watch more Cameron Smith videos as well, says Gary Miller. That the scrum is too close. We're going to need Scotty Glamour Muscles to give us a power try as well, says Scrum Lass. And at this stage, he's going to have to use them because it is going to be the scrum feed for the Waratahs inside of the Crusaders half. And they are going to be hoping that they can do something with this. Maybe off a set play, front row's gone down, and it's going to be the penalty to the Waratahs. So once again, it's just not going right for the Crusaders. And at this stage, it is only 1 point difference between these two sides. All Blacks will beat Tonga and Fiji as well, says Ryan. And we have also got there who's playing in the Rainbow Cup overnight. I think there are no South African games for the Rainbow Cup. It is only going to be games for the Northern Hemisphere ones. And I'm not too sure overall who is actually going to be who is actually going to be in those ones. But I am quickly going to make a couple little changes because I did have a starting lineup prepared. But now that we've found out that Braden Enoch is not in the starting lineup, I am going to have to change it a little bit as well. So I will just quickly change it because it is going to be Manasa Mataeli who is going to be on that wing. But it is going to be the line out now for the Waratahs here. So we will have to wait and see how they will be going. It has been claimed there by Swinton. Fires it back now into the hands of Gordon past to Donaldson. Looking like an awkward take there, but he has done very well there, Fogarty. And now he is driving forward. That is a good rolling maul there for the Waratahs, driving up to the 40-metre line now. It's going to be Angus Bell running hard at the line. Good low tackle on him by Scott Barrett, though. And they are still going forward, the Waratahs. Little kick in behind from Donaldson. Little bit of an awkward bounce for Sever Reese as well. Still running away from him. But now it is going to be Will Jordan with the counter-attack. He's seen the gap up the middle. Will Jordan, great low tackle there from Angus Bell. Dallas McLeod now is a little bit isolated as well. And I will quickly show you guys the starting lineup for the Crusaders as well. While I am at it, I've only been able to do last names because of the fact that, I can only do 200 characters, unfortunately. But now it's going to be Will Jordan into the hands now of Sever Reese inside border Dunche. He has been met hard in the tackle by, I believe it was Lockie Swinton there. Now it's going to be Mwanga. Goes back to Alalatoa. George Bauer, the props linking up for the Crusaders here. Only just a few meters away from the halfway line. Now it's going to be Sione Avili on the outside to Dallas McLeod. Quick hands to Lester Whainauku. He's got the man on the outside. Does he go to him? Yes, he does with an awkward offload inside border. Cody Taylor perhaps forward. But if not, it will be the try for the Crusaders, the second one of the match. And it would be Cody Taylor who was able to score it. They are allowing it. So I feel like in that regard, it is a try for Cody Taylor. And that's one thing that the Waratahs won't be wanting. The longer they can stay in this match, the longer they have got a chance. 2,112 by Rush Sucks as well, says NZ, or I guess in New Zealand, and also as a Safa Amua, the fastest hooker in the world. He's got to be up there. Anyone who scores or saw his try yesterday, I can't even speak. Oh, no, I've dropped my pen again and it's gone miles away. But yeah, anyone who saw that try yesterday, he was phenomenal in terms of the pace that he was showing. Like, he's supposed to be a forward, but he doesn't know that. He just runs like he is a backup. We'll also update my scoreboard so you can see that Cody Taylor was a man who was able to get the try, the man in the number 2 jersey for this match for the Crusaders. But he has scored another one here, Cody Taylor. So far in this match, Crusaders scoring 2 tries, Mitch Drummond and Cody Taylor. And we have got, hey, watch out too. We are watching rugby, mate. We have got 3 games back-to-back. I'm stretching out my leg to try and get that pen that has escaped me. I keep on throwing it away. Need to be careful about that because if I throw it any further, I won't be able to get it. But Richie Mwanga now lining this one up away to the side, though, which means now it is still only an 8-point game. Actually, it's only a 6-point game. So the Waratahs are still right on this one. And at this stage, that is the first try that the Crusaders have gotten when they've had a man off the field. So not too bad. Are you sponsored by Hallensteins with the Absinthe brand? I am not, but maybe that is something I should try and get done as well. Try and get a sponsor of the channel. That would be pretty cool if we did have some sort of sponsor there. House of Weather and you having a day New Zealand as well, says Batman. At the moment in New Zealand, we have got rain outside. I don't think it's raining at the moment, but Eden Park is expecting hail for that game. And also here, it is a little bit windy because they are right next to the sea, but at this stage. We have got a game on our hands because there's only 6 points as the difference between these two sides. It's going to be Cullen Grace now driving forward for the Crusaders just outside of the 22 at the moment. The Crusaders, their own 22 that is, but now Richie Moanga trying to change that, goes to Dallas McLeod, quick hands to Fine Arnuku, drawing pass out to Sarah Reese, little banana kick across field. He loves doing those. And I remember that one that Mitch Drummond was able to score in Super Rugby out there on Maddox, getting that ball, getting driven backwards by the Crusaders though, but the Waratahs have got this ball 35 metres out from their own line, and I do see that Mark Nawakwanita Wasi is actually on the field at the moment. Who is that for? I hear a whole heap of noise. Oh, it is the cat. He is trying to get out through the lounge door, but it is just a little bit too closed at the moment now. It is going to be taken nicely by Mataeli. And he has been held up there. Almost a rolling maul situation, but they have been almost able to get that ball to the back, and it has gone to ground now. And it means if they can't get this ball out, it is going to be the scrum of the Waratahs. It's going to be Ben Donaldson off the field now, and that is going to be for Nawakwanita Wasi. That is a name that I love saying and I love writing down because of how many syllables it is, but we have got Nawakwanita Wasi. So I'm wondering who goes into the number 10 role now. We'll have to wait and see. And we have got there, the Waratahs out of Trans-Tasman, says New Zealand. And also, BG's good to see you online, bro. Moangas Pounce, I feel like Moonga, isn't it? Is it Moonga? Moonga. I feel like that is a hard one. Good effort though. As well, says BG's. Yeah, I get excited and I say it too quick, I think is my problem. And we have got enjoy your game. And we have got in there, I'm in Central Pulse versus Magic. I'm going to it at TSB Arena in Wellington. That is a stadium with a roof, I believe. So that is lucky as well in that regard. And we have got, hope you are well from Sebastian. I am, mate. Thank you very much for tuning in as well. We have got the Waratahs out of Trans-Tasman. I read that one. And we have got New Zealand. Can you cook me some fish and chips as well? They are pretty good here. That is something that we do well. All that one is going to be now a Waratahs scrum once again because of a knock-on against the Crusaders and a few too many handling errors, you'd say, from the Crusaders so far in this match. For their liking, they are normally a clinical side with ball in hand. We saw that last week against the Reds. You too, bro, said BGs, and I assume that is for Johnny Kai as well. At this stage now, it is going to be the scrum feed of the Waratahs. And they will be hoping if they can score a try before the end of this first half. They just mentioned the changes, but I was talking flat out during it. But I believe it is Will Harrison who has moved into the number 10 jersey. Nawakwanita Wasi probably went to number 14. And then Harrison, it would be Maddox who has moved to number 15 for the Waratahs. So a lot of early changes that they've had to make. Who is playing next? It is going to be the Blues versus the Brumbies. And yeah, it's going to be a wet day at Eden Park. It is going to be now the penalty to the Crusaders. And because Jake Gordon didn't feed the ball, it is going to be the penalty or the free kick now for the Crusaders as well. They have taken the quick tap. Cullen Grace now charging forward, met by Will Harris, but he has bounced off the tackle by Swinton in the end. And they have got this ball just inside of the half of the Waratahs. Now the Crusaders, now it's going to be Futu Kamakama Douglas making a few extra meters. It is going to be more. Goes into the hands now of Fine Arnuku, little offload to Dallas McLeod. And he is driving forward as well. 35 out now. The Crusaders making a lot of meters every time they have the ball in hand. Now it's going to be Will Jordan stepping on the inside now. Trying to find the offload, not quite able to. And he is on the 22 line now for the Crusaders. I will read the chat in a short moment. Bow with a little bit of a knock-on. No, it wasn't. It was just a little bit of a pass almost in the situation because it went into the hands of Waratahs. Now it's going to be a wide ball. Will Jordan, little overlap, almost able to find Sever Reese, but it did go backwards, so they have still got another chance of doing it. Here the Crusaders, straight over the ball, though, was one of the Waratahs players, not quite able to get it now. Rush up defense from Jake Gordon. Now it's going to be Scott Barrett going to ground. Drummond now looking for a bit of a lobby pass, trying to find the right pass to be able to find the option. Harry Johnson home straight on that ball, not able to get it though. And that's once again, they've been very close to hanging on. Sever Reese sells the dummy, and he has scored the try there, Sever Reese. And that is the third one now of the match for the Crusaders, and they are becoming very clinical when they have got ball in hand. That is one thing, other than the handling errors, they have been able to make the most of every opportunity. I will quickly write Sever Reese on the list of try scorers. And I feel like that is something that I will have to do maybe more than once because he was able to score 2 in the last one as well. But in the end, it was just a wide ball. Dallas McLeod went to Sever Reese. Too many men on the outside. It was Sione Alveli and Mitchell Dunshay, but Sever Reese did not need them because he decided to sell the dummy instead. No, man, just a beautiful end a Q day as well. And we have also got there, is that North Queensland Day, Johnny Coy? Or NQ? I feel like I should know where it is. Hope the Warriors lost last night. Doesn't hoodoo the Chiefs tonight as well. Yeah, that was a shame because it was actually, I was doing my post-match review and someone was talking about it and they were like, you should flick it over. It's currently, 28-28 all. Yeah, 28 all. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll have a look. And then I saw the drop goal from the other team winning. So I was like, so that's why I shouldn't watch the Warriors play, because I always, unfortunately, end up jinxing them there. Read a few articles about how the Kiwi teams were more efficient in the breakdown during the Trans-Tasman competition due to the stricter breakdown officiating in the Aotearoa competition. Thoughts, says the big V8 show. I mean, that could be a factor, because, I mean, overall, I know that we had a lot of penalties throughout the season. I think every game had around that kind of 20 to 25 mark, but by the end of the season, it was kind of going down to like 15 to 20. So I feel like maybe that is a fair point that they have made in that regard. Beautiful weather here in Townsville. Should be a fantastic night for the Chiefs versus Reds game. Are you going to be going to it, Johnny Kai? Do let me know. Walsh was awesome for the Warriors as well, says Gary Miller, and boring game rugby in the South is dying as well, says Batman. He is not a happy chappy at the moment. But tell you what, the Warriors, the Waratahs, they were right in it. And if they can score soon, they will still only be the 6 points behind, which I feel like, tell you what, that could be a good opportunity, because Harry Johnson-Holmes has turned that one over, but it's been taken straight back. It's a penalty to the Waratahs now, and they will not be taking the 3 here. They will be kicking for the corner, and they will be hoping that they can score a try just before the end of this first half. Number 11, Hurricanes on fire. AB, maybe that would be Salisi Rayasi, and yeah, he has been playing extremely well throughout the first 2 games that he has played. I mean, he had 172 meters carried in that very first match he played. I'm going for sure as well, says Johnny Kai. Oh, and tell you what, that's the last warning for the Crusaders. Like I mentioned, they have had 28 penalties against them in 2 games, which is a little bit of a rough situation. Bring back Israel Folau as well, says Batman. That man, he has had a lot of controversy around him, hasn't he? I think he is coming back to rugby, just not to Super Rugby, if I'm not wrong. I think he was signing for another country's team or a league somewhere else, if I'm not wrong. Do inform me there, Batman. Yes, as well, it says Nanis with the Crusaders emojis as well. Boring game. Oh, no, I read that one. And we have also got there now, Will Harrison has taken on the 3 points. Interesting. Currently, the Crusaders have got the bonus point. Will Harrison, I'm not sure who decided that they would take on the 3 rather than the 7 here for the Waratahs, but I feel like it was the wrong decision there. And we have a Clive Palmer's team, as well as Johnny Kai, also contracted to a French club, Catalans. He won't be back as well, says AJ Cook. And I mean, it's gone over from Will Harrison, but is it enough to be able to get them back into this match? I feel like they needed that try there to be able to give them a very good opportunity in the second half. Who do you think will be the first Aussie team to get a win? I feel like the Reds probably are the best shout now, because they were still able to score 4 tries against the Crusaders, which I feel like gives them a little bit of momentum. But also, I don't know, the Brumbies versus Blues game, it could be an interesting situation. That one has been claimed off kickoff for the Crusaders now. Now it's going to be Richie with a pass out into the hands of Dallas McLeod. Quick hands to Fine Arnold, who does not offload it there once again. Fine Arnold, and now it is going to be on the inside for Drummond on the 40-metre line. Moanga with a little offload to Cullen Grace. Driving forward, offloaded to George Bauer on the 22 line now. And they are getting well and truly into the half of their lovely lobby pass from Will Jordan. Mateli now with the step on the inside. Offload to Mitch Drummond. Quick hands to Cody Taylor running sideways. Is anyone going to stop him? He's only a metre short now. Drummond is going to be firing this back. Who is going to be wanting it as a flat ball to Bauer. And he has been tackled only a couple metres out as well. Now it's going to be Richie Moang with the ball, and goes to Will Jordan. Steps on the inside. One more. Out to Dallas McLeod. Goes himself, and he scored another one. And that is punishing for the Waratahs. They took the 3. They gave the Crusaders one more opportunity in this situation. So it means now it is going to be the try to the Crusaders, and it's going to be Dallas McLeod who was able to score it. And I will quickly write it down there. Dallas McLeod was able to score it. All of the backs are getting involved at the moment. Sever Reese scoring the last one. Now it is Dallas McLeod, and the Crusaders have got a very good lead. Why do the Waratahs keep going for the 3, says George Meyer? That is a great question, George, because I feel like, they're not going to win the game with 3-pointers. They need to go for those 7s. And the worst thing here is it almost cost them a try. And we've got Mac in the chat. Hello, Mac. Welcome to the live stream, hey, bro. It's been a long time again. Yeah, welcome back to the live streams, mate. Johnny Kai he has the full freedom as well. Kind of ironic that Folau ended up in France as well. And we have got PC Crap as ruined rugby and Aussie as well, says Batman. And we have also got there, who else have we got earlier on? Who do you think, or what do you think of the Lions taking down the Bulls? Quite unexpected, though all Rainbow Cup South Africa games are so tight. Yeah, that was an entertaining matchup. I did watch it. It was at about 4 a.m. New Zealand time, but I didn't want to miss it. And it was one of those matches that the Lions just fought like for every bit that they got in that match, and the Bulls just weren't quite able to close out the match. And because of it, it meant that they were able to get the win. George Meyer, are you still in the chat as well? Because if so, do you want to hit him for the second half? Although it is probably going to be flooding here in NZ very soon. So I don't know whether or not. Well, that was a nice kick from Richie Moinga, though, and that is going to be halftime. And now the Crusaders are leading 26 points to 9. But yeah, if it isn't going to flood, maybe you want to see if you want to hit in. Whoever's got no shame in taking the 3, in my opinion. You get the ball back after the kickoff, and then you go for the try again, says the big V8 show. Unfortunately for them, though, the kickoff by the Crusaders claimed it, and then from there, a few passes out the back line, and they scored the try. And now the Waratahs are unfortunately behind by a few more points. They should have had a handful of chances, but they go for the 3, and then the Crusaders get down the other end and score a try as well. Says George Meyer, Waratahs chasing the game. More tries coming for the Saders and Kiwi and guys who will win between 2014 Waratahs versus this Crusaders team. Kiwi and guys would win between 2014 Waratahs versus the Crusaders team, says Batman. I'm not too sure of the question there. Unfortunately, you may have to specify a little bit more. And Nathan is in the chat as well. Has said, hi, welcome to the live stream, mate. Thank you very much for tuning in. We got an Apple 4K TV, says Henry Samuel. That is a bit fancy. I am watching this game on a monitor at this stage. 3 penalties, can't match it with 4 tries, as well, says Johnny Kai. And as someone coming to your house, says Henry Samuel, now I'm hungry and I want warm spaghetti, says George Meyer. So he will not be heading in for this live stream by the sounds of it. And we have also got there in the chat, I think I heard somewhere else, Crusader or Waratahs chasing the game. More tries coming for the Saders, says Gary Miller. And yeah, at this stage, they have got the bonus point already. And the Waratahs will have to score 2 to cancel out that bonus point. Yes, Crusaders are leading at halftime. They are indeed. Can't even speak. But this is going to be an interesting second half for the Waratahs. Because one thing they have done decently is actually close out matches not terribly. In the should we get some cave fry for the games tonight? Says for some games tonight, says George Meyer. I mean, you could get some KFC if you do want. What game are you thinking of, George? Are you thinking of the 7:15 Blues versus Brumbies, or the match a little bit later between the Chiefs and the Reds? Do let me know who would win between the 2014 Waratahs versus the Crusaders team. It would be interesting. I feel like it would be quite a close game because the Waratahs back in 2014, they were very decent. Like, they were one of those sides that looked like they were going to be able to. Did they claim titles? I think they got 1 or 2. Did they? I don't know. I feel like my rugby memory just seems to go out the window when we are just talking flat out for these live streams. 3:53. Time to start drinking as well, says AJ Cook. And I want to watch the Blues, says Nathan. And that game is going to be starting at 7:15 as well. Who's the try? I think it is from Ardiel. And at this stage, the Crusaders have scored the 4 tries. First try of the match coming from Mitch Drummond. Second, Cody Taylor. Third, Sever Reese. And then fourth, Dallas McLeod. And they weren't quite able to get one. And we have got who would have been guessing, or who would have guessed getting the ball after the kickoff is pretty essential to winning as well, says the big V8 show. And yeah, that's something the Crusaders do very well, is they kind of, like, it doesn't take them long to get tries on the board. Like, as soon as they score one, they normally score one pretty quickly after. Luckily for the Waratahs, though, they didn't get too punished for the match that was happening, or for the 10 minutes that he was off the field, though, for that yellow card, Jack Whedon, which he did receive in the 22nd minute. So that's going to be a little bit dangerous as well for the Waratahs. Did they just say HIA? Not too sure who was going off the field. I do, yeah. It's raining quite heavily outside, though, at the moment. Hopefully it isn't coming through the microphone too much there as well. I want to have a smoke now, but I'm scared I'll eat my house down. I'll eat the house down, says BG's. Where's Manasa Mataeli? He's actually starting this match on the left wing rather than Whainā Nuku, who has moved to 13, and that was replacing Braden Ennor. So I'm not too sure what has happened to Braden Ennor. I believe I know Ethan Blackadder, and also there was another forward who was out because of a head knock. So hopefully he's not involved in that situation as well. We have also got, I think the Reds should start behaving like a champion team and produce something against the Chiefs, or at least not lose by a 20 points plus point difference. And that's the thing. Everyone, I feel like in this match between the Chiefs and the Reds, it's going to be close. And I say that about pretty much every match, and I'm wrong pretty much 100% of the time. But I feel like this one is going to be close between those two sides, because the Reds are going to be at home with the climate that they are used to. Where are you at, Gary, as well, says Johnny Kai. And 120 minutes of rugby so far. Still no Aussie tries, says Chris Ho. And that is a good point. They weren't able to score a try yesterday, the Western Force, against the Hurricanes. And now it is going to be in the situation of maybe, surely the Waratahs are getting one. I feel like Angus Bell is a decent shout if they can get their ball close to the line, because at the moment the Crusaders have been able to kind of shut them down when they are maybe about that 15 metres out
but they will need to get a try early on in the second half if they do want a good chance. Hey, are you doing great, Lowell? Are you in East Texas as well? Says Scrum Lass, and we have also got there who's going to kick off the second half. It will be the Waratahs who have got the second half, and we have also got Detroit, Michigan, USA, and Waratahs can do it. It will for the next second half after halftime, boys. And I guess that is the point. If you can score 28 points or 26 points first half for the Crusaders, any team can score that amount of tries in the second. It's just whether or not the Waratahs will be able to find that early form in the second half to be able to make it happen, because we do know the Crusaders close out games phenomenally. I think they've got I think it's around 28% or maybe around 30% of their tries come from the last 20 minutes of a match, which means that they're going to have to be careful there, the Waratahs. And we have also got there, I can't believe I'm still awake at 1:54 a.m., says Gary. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, because that means the last game for you is going to be starting at like 5 a.m. or so. And we have got there from the Big V8 show has said, do you think the disparity in the performance between the Kiwi and Aussie teams will manifest itself during this year's Bledisloe Cup series? I think NZ has the depth, but Australia can string together a good 15. Yeah, that's the thing. There are a lot of informed players in Australia. They just haven't quite been able to get the wins on the board against the New Zealand sides, but they did it last year. They were able to pull off a draw against they actually beat the New Zealand side, didn't they, the Wallabies? I feel like my talking has stopped working at this stage, but yeah, they were able to get a win over the All Blacks, and I feel like depending on injuries as well for the All Blacks, like maybe there will be a few players in there who haven't really had much of a chance to play together, but whereas the my voice isn't working, the Wallabies is what I was trying to say. They are having a training camp in July, if I'm not wrong, and they will get a good chance of getting to gel a little bit more as a side, and that could be paying dividends for them in those later matches. But that match on August 7th or 8th, I believe it is, the first one, that's going to be a very awesome one. Quite the international chat, lovely group. I'm from Transylvania, Romania, says Sebastian as well. And that is one thing I love about these live streams, is the fact that we've got people from all around the world in the chat, and no one seems to be like harsh, or like they have their critiques about the players and whatnot, but like no one's really aggressive in the chat, which is why I absolutely love it. Like we get the occasional one of why aren't you showing the game, but I feel like other than that, we are pretty good in terms of the positive vibes of the chat as well from you guys. Pardeep has said Crusaders will win for sure, and it's Howie, not how, bro. Is that like how? Oh, sorry, how rather than I said ho, didn't I? Did I say ho or how? It's how, though. I'll remember to pronounce that correctly. Sorry about that, mate, as well. And we have also got who, geez, are you a ex Kiwi Pat as well, says Johnny Kai. And we have also got I'm sorry, I got confused. Are you with my friend Christian? My bad. My brain as well. Matt Dunning to come and score a drop goal for the Tars as well, says Batman. And that's the thing. The Waratahs, they have had quite a few injuries throughout this competition. They had 3 injuries in that last match, I think it was. Like the likes of Jack Wennon, he went off the field. Also, there was another player, but Charlie Gamble wasn't here. And he got 4 turnovers in the last match for the Waratahs. So maybe he is one of the players who ended up going off injured, because or else I would have thought that maybe he would have had a position in the starting lineup. And we have got, it's Friday night in our humble hemisphere. So let's party at low. Going to get down on Friday, as well as the song says. And we have got, I am from Gotham, the other universe. Thought you were from Wales or Ireland, I thought, but I think we actually, we talked about that one other time, that you were from Gotham, and we were asking about the weather there. And at the moment, the weather here is not great overall. There is quite a bit of rain in the atmosphere at the moment here in NZ. It looks like it's not too bad, though, in Australia. This game, there was a little bit of wind, and most of that would probably be from the sea breeze. But at this stage, the game between the Reds and the Chiefs is supposed to be a nice night, 26 degrees or so. So it could be a very interesting situation to see if fatigue does play a factor in that one. We have got there. Always wanted to go to Romania. I love the history of the monarchy there, as well, says Scrumless. And also, no, I love rugby. NZ is awesome. Really wished I lived there as well, says Gary. And we have got Riley has said, hi, welcome to the live stream, mate. Thank you for tuning in. Hey, man, greetings from South Africa. Go Saders from Renew Place. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. But yeah, welcome to the live stream. Wild surprise as well, says Izan. Yeah, looking at the scoreline now, it looks pretty similar to what probably a lot of people thought it was going to be, but there is still that chance. The Waratahs, they need 1 or 2 early tries in the second half, and then they'll just have to hang on. It's snowing, says Batman as well. And we have got in the chat the inform. Oz players are spread across the 5 teams, whereas the Kiwi teams have, that moved, each have enough world-class players within their squads, I reckon, says the big V8 show as well. And yeah, it's going to be one of those ones. Who do you guys pick as your fullback for the All Blacks? I know that splits people pretty close down the middle in terms of who you pick. Do you pick a Will Jordan, Geordie Barrett, or do you go with Damian McKenzie, or do you go with a little bit of a plot twist, go with a David Arvili or a maybe Bowden Barrett? I know he wants to play 10 though, but some people are saying maybe he should switch back to 15 as well. We have got, will you also be live between New Zealand and Fiji? I will indeed, and that is going to be in August. No, sorry, it's in July that match is going to be taking place. That is only going to be a month and a half away or so, which is pretty exciting stuff. Also, New Zealand versus Tonga should be a good match. Go Team Crusaders as well, says Tolo. He is going for them in this match. We have got a lot of people supporting the Crusaders, which is pretty awesome. McKenzie, he's versatile as well. Will Jordan, AB's fullback from AJ Cook. Chris Cullen, bring him out of retirement, says Renew Place. That would be pretty exciting, that is for sure. Although I'm not sure whether he'd have that fast twitch fibre that some of these younger guys have had, but it would still be a pretty awesome sight to see. Maybe the Waratahs might be doing the Jenny De Beer, trying to win the game from drop kicks and penalty kicks as well, says Machu. I hope not, because I feel like they're not going to be able to get enough of them. Unfortunately, like the Crusaders, like I mentioned, they give away a lot of penalties, but overall, they've only had 2 yellow cards for 28 penalties conceded, so they don't end up going to the bin that often. So it's one of those ones that I feel like if you're trying to get just the 3-pointers in this second half as well, it's going to be tough for them. It's going to be interesting to see when they step that foot down and go, right, we'll go for the scrum or we'll go for the corner to try and get something going. We have got Will Jordan, but Foster will pick Geordie as well. McKenzie, I reckon, says the big V8 show, Geordie better for his kicking. I see what I mean? It's like everyone is pretty much split. Like we've got about 2 people going for each person at this stage. Yeah, we've got 2 Will Jordans, 2 McKenzies, and 1 Geordie Barrett, I believe, if I'm not wrong. And I was expecting a bigger score gap, to be honest, says Izan. Yeah, I think people were thinking the Crusaders would win in this match by about 60. Crazy NZ is in the chat, and he has changed his profile picture. Yo, from you, mate. Welcome to the live stream. Thank you very much for tuning in. Sorry, Gary, I am in Cairns, Queensland, Australia, but at Townsville this weekend for the Chiefs game, being my old Weymouth, Manu Rera. Boy, I feel like I pronounced that terribly. I am sorry about that. Like Bowden Barrett at 10 and Geordie Barrett at 15, then Richie on the bench as well. Crusaders all the way from Tolo, and we have got 6 of all New Zealand teams win, 3 miss out, should be top 4. Geordie Barrett has matured since his disaster against Springboks a couple of years ago. I'd pick him as well, says Chris Howe. And we have also got there, remember how he kicks, or he kicked 5 drop goals in one game to win the Rugby World Cup, says Machu. It's going to be interesting. Like now that you mentioned the Rugby World Cup as well, thinking about it, that is only going to be around 2 or a little bit longer years away, which is pretty awesome. The fact that we are going to get to see it very soon. And we have got the GUR YouTube as well in the chat. Hey, all go Saders as well. Welcome to the live stream. Tars go down 19-6. Go for the penalty kick. That sums up for Aussie team, says Crazy NZ. And we have also got there where well as an Aussie, I'd hope Fozzie picks your weakest fullback, says the big V8 show. So in that regard, I feel like this will start more controversy. Who would you say, and the weakest fullback though, out of those 3 is very hard to pick. NZ Warriors to win the NRL as well, says Batman maybe. And we have got Freda in the chat as he go Crusaders, and also asking about NRL from Gary Miller. And we have also got no non-league fan at all. We have got there also just came down for the weekend for the game. But I reckon put McKenzie as well from the big V show, or the big V8 show, sorry. And sup bros, up everyone. And Aussie teams seem to be shell-shocked. And yeah, unfortunately, I feel like it will just take the 1 win for one of the sides, and then in the next round, I think we will see another one in kind of that kind of pattern, but it is going to be tough for them. But the likes of the Hurricanes, they are going to be versed in the 2 strongest Australian sides. Like they've versed arguably the 3 of the weakest sides in terms of where they finished on the table for Super Rugby AU. So maybe against the Reds or against the Brumbies, it will be a little bit tougher for them as well. I will also just go through the starting lineups, or sorry, not the starting lineups. I will go through the reserves for you guys so you can see exactly who is going to be coming off the bench. And when you look at experience, you look at one of those men in the Crusaders bench, and it is Sam Whitelock. He is going to be coming off the bench here very soon. And also Manasa Mataele, he's already out on the field. So I am curious to see who they have got in that number 23 jersey, but we will get to see that very soon as well. Ben Donaldson, not looking flash, got a lot of ice on almost the hammy or the front of the leg, maybe the quad, which is not a good sign. But then also they've got Carlo Tizzano for the Waratahs. And Mark Nawakwanita-Wasi is already out on the field as well. But Tamaiti Williams coming off the bench will be an interesting one as well. But we are right on the second half being kicked off. So I will read the chat in a very short moment once we have a stoppage in play, which could be in a couple minutes because the way these two sides have been going, they just seem to be keeping on going at the same time. But Sione Avili, they are showing here, he will be hoping to have a decent second half because they have got the likes of, Mitchell Dunshay's out on the field already as well, rather than Quinton Strange. So they've had quite a few changes since they announced their lineup, the Crusaders, which is very interesting. We have also got Hollywood in the chat, as said howdy from the Great White North. Welcome to the live stream, mate. Welcome in, and hopefully you will be around for the next two matches that we got on today as well. It is going to be the Blues versus the Brumbies at 7:15, and then also the next match is going to be between the Reds and the Chiefs, and that is going to be 9:45. Right, we are getting kicked off now. Will Harrison kicking this one off for the Waratahs, and he has kicked long. It looks like it's a little bit breezy, still taken nicely by Scott Barrett there. He has been tackled just outside of the 22 of the Crusaders. Now it is going to be... Okay, they just said something about an illness, but unfortunately I didn't quite hear it. But George Bauer now has been tackled. Drummond fires it back to Richie Moynihan straight away. They're looking like they're going to be playing a fast-paced second half. It's going to be Will Jordan now trying to step around Fogarty, but a good tackle from him. And once again, the Aussie teams are shutting down Will Jordan pretty well overall. Cody Taylor getting that ball, stepping Jake Gordon, but he has been tackled. And now it was almost Harry Johnson-Holmes over the ball. Now it is going to be in the hands of Cullen Gray, setting it up once again. Straight over the ball, though, was Angus Bell, but he wasn't quite able to get that one. Now it is going to be once again Dallas McLeod, who is driving forward. Jake Gordon drags him down. Drummond goes back. They don't look like they're kicking this one anytime soon. Richie Moynihan now has found the gap up the middle of the field. Richie Moynihan, he's got plenty of pace trying to link up inside ball to Cody Taylor. He has gone to ground just outside of the 22. Now it's going to be Drummond, goes back to George Bauer, driving forward just outside of the 22 once again. The Crusaders. Now it is going to be in the hands of Dunshea. Quick hands to Will Jordan. One more into the hands of Lester Fainaanuku. He is going himself only a couple metres short. Manasa Matali offloads it, and Scott Barrett scores the try for the Crusaders. 11 phases, and they just wouldn't give the ball back to the Waratahs. Went the full length of the field, and they have scored once again. And we have got a whole heap of people in the chat as well. I do appreciate you all being here. If you are new, be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel as well. I will write Scott Barrett down. And I'm getting a little bit worried I'm going to run out of room for the tries at this stage because Scott Barrett now adding his name to the list. Richie Moynihan finding a massive gap, linking up with Cody Taylor there. And then from there, Cody Taylor just had a little bit of a juggle, which did affect his run a little bit. And then from there, Dunshea, quick hands to Will Jordan. Fainaanuku, only a couple metres out, driving for the line. And then from there, Manasa Mateli round the side, unselfishly offloads it to Scott Barrett. And he does score the try for the Crusaders once again. We have also got in the chat, Mackenzie has to be first choice, says Renew, and also Geordie is the weakest fullback, says Batman. Don't like it as much as Rugby Union. Do you like Storm? Do like the Storm and the Roosters as well, says Gary. And we have also got, tell you what, the chat is going very quick. Have mercy at the moment from Sebastian and Clinical, says the big V8 show. Yeah, that's one thing that the Crusaders, when they are in form, like they were inside of their 22 and they were like, we're not going to worry about trying to kick it downfield. We're just going to keep on running it until the gap opens up. And that was what Richie Moynihan found. And then from there, it was the case of them going all the way down the field and scoring the try for Scott Barrett. It was a very nice one indeed. Sarah Reese holding the ball for Richie Moynihan, and it has gone over from Richie Moynihan. Good kick there. So now the score is going to be 33 points to the Crusaders and 9 to the Waratahs. There you go, Scrum Lads as well. And we have got in there, your scoreboard is off. Says it was Henry Samuel. Hopefully it does sort itself out soon. It normally does it just a little bit later. And the Gur has said at thumbs up people as well. Where's your friend as well, says Tolavaka. The one who did watch the last game between the Crusaders and the Reds has actually gone back up north to further up the South Island because he has gone back to do his studying. So he is not going to be here. But maybe I will have another friend for one of the later matches, depending on how it goes. But hopefully, the flooding might be a little bit of an issue. And now, tell you what, Dunshea in a bit of trouble. Only 15 metres out from the line, but he has gathered it back. And now they're in the situation only 15 metres out once again. And it doesn't look like they're ready to kick this one either. Drummond looking for the backline movement. Now it's going to be Moanga selling the dummy. Now Will Jordan puts the boot up. And it has gone very high. And it has found touch. The Waratahs thinking about taking it quickly. Decides not to, though. And it was touched, which means now it's going to be the Crusaders who have the line out throw. So that is very tough on the Waratahs there. They just can't catch a break at the moment. Sarah Reese thinking about taking it quickly. Decides against it in the end as well. We have also got in the chat, tell you what, it's going that quick that I feel like I'm going to have to start skipping a few messages and reading them after the live stream as well. The Crusaders are good. says Hollywood, and they are indeed, and they're on the halfway line at the moment, trying to get another couple tries. Of course, points differential will be something that is right in their mind at the moment. They want to get as many as they can. A little bit of an off pass from Dallas McLeod, but now it's going to be Fine Arnuku, who is running at the line once again. And he has been tackled there by the Waratahs, I believe it was going to be. Oh, I'll tell you what, that's almost a gap, but Drummond not quite able to find it. And now because of it, it is going to be the case of a Waratahs scrum. I wish I was there with you, man, calling the game as well, says Jeffrey Fokker. And that would be pretty awesome indeed. And we have got, hi, how bad is the weather expected to be at Eden Park? Do you think it will be low points of fear? Thanks, Fred. Says Fred Archer. I know that there's supposed to be hail, so I'm just hoping that holds off for long enough, because I know how much a game can be affected by rain. I mean, we saw it in the Super Rugby Aotearoa final between the Crusaders and the Chiefs. It was a high-scoring matchup up until it started pouring down, and then the territory game started to become more of a factor. It will be probably a very forward-orientated game between the two sides, perhaps. Just a lot of going around the side of the ruck. And it will be interesting to see if they choose lineouts or scrums with the weather being the way that it could be. But at this stage, it's only going to be an hour away from kickoff, which is very exciting as well. It's going to be squirting down at Eden Park. Yeah, I think they're expecting a lot of rain, heavy hail. It's going to be an interesting one. Speaking of rain, just started raining here. Must have heard us talking about it. And we have got there high. I'm going, hoping for more competitive game. Go rugby as well, says Kitione. Yeah, hopefully we do get to see a few games a little bit closer throughout this round. We don't want to see your faces, says Tasha Fong. Unfortunately, it is all you're going to be able to see, unless, of course, you want to watch the highlights after, which feel free to. We don't mind if you leave. We have also got Fred Archer has said thank you, as I no worries, mate. And also we have got, I'm not sticking around for the second half and the stream, but I will be back for the Blues versus Brumbies stream. So that is good news from Ryan as well. At this stage, it is going to be the Waratahs scrum, about 40 metres out from the Crusaders line. And that one is going to be an awkward one, almost a penalty to the Crusaders, but now it's going to be Will Harrison, goes back now. Sells a bit of a dummy, Harrison, and trying to find a bit more of a gap. And that is something he's still rolling, Will Harrison there. Now it's going to be Gordon going to the short side into the hands of Jack Wedden, now finding a bit of a gap, but he has been tackled by Sever Reese. And Dunshea short side once again now. It is going to be Dempsey met hard by, it was Will Jordan, Keith Swinton running onto it as well. Will Jordan trying to get over the ball, not quite able to. Now it's going to be Jake Gordon, goes to Noah Quinitawasi. He is dragged down, little offload to Angus Bell now. Offloaded once again to Jake Gordon. They're looking like they're trying to get something going here. The Waratahs is going to be Noah Quinitawasi once again having a drive on the 22 line at the moment. And there isn't an advantage at the moment as well. So the Waratahs, they'll have to be careful not to give this ball away against the Crusaders. Now it's going to be in the hands of Foketi, who is trying to drive sideways. He's driving forward once again. He has got a good leg drive on him, Foketi. And now once again, they have got 7 phases now, almost dropped there by Williams, but they have been able to hang on now. It's going back now into the hands of Harrison. Quick hands now. It's going to be Jack Maddox, sells the dummy. Parecki now trying to drive forward, and Scott Barrett drives him backwards. So now they are 25 out, up to 9 phases. The last thing I want to see here is a kick from them, though. Yes, they are getting driven backwards, but if you kick it, you are just giving the ball away. They're going to the short side once again. Quick hands, it's been stolen by Mataili, though, but straight over the ball almost were the Waratahs. But now the Crusaders have got it back, and Will Jordan is going to be clearing the lines of the Crusaders. And there is a lot of space back there. What a kick that is from Will Jordan, or has it gone too far? It's going to keep on going. Is it going to keep on going? No, it's pulled up just a metre inside of the goal line of the Waratahs as well. We have also got that. Unfortunately, we have to praise the Aussie teams. Who managed to grab a bonus point ridiculously unbalanced as well, says Sebastian. And Batman has got his backline for the Wallabies. By the looks of it, Nick White, James O'Connor, Tom Wright, Matt Tamua, Jordan Pataya, and also Marika Korombete and Tom Banks. And we have also got in the chat, I feel like I've missed quite a few messages, so I am sorry about that. I will try my best to read all of them after the live stream. Territory at the moment, though, 95% for the Waratahs, I believe that was. Now it's going to be taken by Mwang. A little bit of an awkward pass there, but it is going to sit up now for Drummond. 40 metres out now, the Crusaders are from the Waratahs line. Little offload from Fetu or Kamokama Douglas. Yes, it was. And now Newsom is chasing this one. I tell you what, he's got a bit of pace. And has he been able to take it? No, not quite. Drummond's got that one. But now straight over the ball was in the Emperesi, but not able to get it. And the Hurricanes, or that's not the Hurricanes, the Crusaders once again able to hang on to that ball. Now they're looking for a bit of a back line here. Will Jordan found a bit of gap. Wide ball. Now to Severese. He's got Will Jordan in support as well. Inside ball, but Will Jordan hasn't been able to hang on to the ball. And now it's going to be Noah Quinitawasi. Goes to Maddox. Very close to the touchline. Kicked in behind. Number 4, Williams was offside, so Scott Barrett's going to be taking this one. Thought about kicking it. He's going to go himself here. Scott Barrett just trying to shunt over the top of Nawakwanita Wasi. But the Crusaders have got this inside of their 22 at the moment. That is a very steep bank at the moment, and someone just got pushed over in the background. I say on the bank, that is not in the game, but now Cody Taylor wide ball to Dallas McLeod. It's a little awkward. And it means now that they have got another chance here. The Waratahs, Dempsey offloads it to Swinton, standing all over his mate. But now it is going to be wide to Newsom, looking for the corner inside ball to Swinton. It's gone down, and now they're going back for the scrum now for the Waratahs because it was fought from Fetu Kamokomo Douglas. They're at this stage. This game's looking like it's going to be a fast-paced one for the second half. That is for sure. G'day, Kiwi lad from Coconut. Welcome to the live stream, mate. Your scoreboard does not show it's after half-time, does it not? Oh, no, they've decided that it's still half-time at this stage, but I feel like it's actually up to date in some regards, because I think that is what it is saying on the on the online scoreboard. So if I refresh, hopefully it has worked it out. That's not halftime. No, apparently it is still halftime, but that is a lie. We are currently 9 minutes into the second half at this stage. So hopefully they do fix that very soon as well. Aussie teams have not good defense, says Liberty. Yeah, unfortunately for them, it just hasn't quite been working out in this competition. But overall, like in Super Rugby AU, there were some very entertaining matches. So hopefully they can carry that over to AU. Man, your scoreboard does show it's halftime. And yeah, for some reason, that is just the online scoreboard. So hopefully it does sort it out. I can't actually fix it, sadly. I wish I could. I'm not sure what I'll be able to do, unless maybe I just write down the bottom what minute we are in, because at this stage, yeah, it looks like it is just going to keep on saying that it is halftime. But now it's going to be Mitch Drummond coming off the field. That is for Bryn Hall as well. So he was able to score the try early on in the match, Mitch Drummond. But now can the Aussies just finished as well, says Batman. Hopefully they can score a try, because or else it would be 160 minutes without any tries for Australian sides. Now it's going to be Maddox goes back to Harrison. Now this is looking decent from them. Nawakwanita Wasi looking for a bit of an offload, driving forward with Will Jordan on him. Now it is going to be Gordon going short side into the hands now of it was once again Jack Wedden. Who are they going to be going to? That's the question. Jake Gordon going to the side to Dempsey now. They are 10 metres out at the moment, the Waratahs. They'd love to be able to get one on the board. It's going to Swinton now driving forward. He is a good player. And they have still got this ball now. It's going to be an inside ball. That was a little bit unexpected. Going straight into the hands of Perezi now. And it's going to be offloaded back into the hands of Swinton, who is only a metre short, straight over the ball, not quite able to get it there. Who are they going to be going to here? It is going to be in the hands of Angus Bell. He's only a metre short as well there for the Waratahs. And now it is going to be going wide, quick hands. Perezi going back on the inside. He is stopped as well. And they are getting extremely close here. And now it is going to be Dempsey goes to Harry Johnson-Holmes. He is short as well. Who is going to be able to get over the line here for the Waratahs? And they were offside, so they are going back now. And it looks like Jake Gordon thinking about taking this one quickly, but the referee's not too sure where the mark was. So it was in the end Harry Johnson-Holmes, I think, who did want to keep on going. Scott Barrett, though, has been told off once again by the referee. Next one goes to the bin is the comment. Yes, can we do rugby live as well? It says OD. Unfortunately, due to licensing, they don't actually allow me to show any footage. And if I did, it would get taken out straight away. But your best bet probably is Rugby Pass or the highlights after the match. Over 100 people watching, bringing us all together to enjoy some rugby, says Sebastian. That is why I love doing this as well. And tell you what, how close were the Waratahs there? They were inches from the line many times. Thought Angus Bell would have been able to get over the line, but a good low tackle on him by Sione Aveli, slowing him down. And then from there was an offside call, which is why they decided to go back. But the Waratahs, I should say, getting close. Mate, you should look to be a sports commentator, says AJ Cook. I do appreciate that a lot, mate. I'm still very early. Like, we only started doing the talking and live streams, I think was probably only around 10 months ago. Before that, we were doing videos, but I didn't actually say too much in them as well. So it's one of those ones that I'm very new at this. So hopefully you guys have been enjoying that. It's going to be now a little bit of a backline. No, it's going straight into the hands of Jack Maddox. And he scores the first try of the match for the Waratahs. The start of a comeback, maybe? No, I'm not too sure. They still need quite a few more tries. But maybe they can cancel out the bonus point of the Crusaders if they score two more. That could be the difference between the Waratahs. The Crusaders making it to the final and not. I will quickly update the try scorers, and we haven't got an NA for the Waratahs. It is going to be that man, Jack Maddox. He is slotted into the fullback role because of the injury of Ben Donaldson. A little bit of a reshuffle for them there, but Jake Gordon gets that ball from the back of the scrum, and then from there was just a gap next to the scrum. Runs straight through it, and Jack Maddox scores the try there. Very nicely done from him. This is good practice as well, says Renew Plays. It is indeed, and I love talking with you guys as well during these live streams. Like, I feel like it wouldn't be the same if I was doing these ones without kind of interacting with the chat as well. So that is something that I love. That's a little bit different in a way as well. Not too many people probably know it's a thing at this stage. But yeah, I do appreciate you all being there. About time, bloody useless as well, says Batman. It is a harsh man today. And we have also got, so out of all Super Rugby Trans-Tasman played so far, what's the total number of tries scored by AU teams? This is Bananas Yol as well, says Scrum Lass. I mean, the Waratahs are actually, I think they're the leading try scorer for Australia, but of course that was because of the massive amount of tries that they got in the match against the Hurricanes. They were sitting on 10 before this match coming in, or before this round, they were sitting on 10, I should say. So they're probably the team that are the best at this stage in terms of the tries scored, and they'll be hoping that they can get one or two more. That was an awkward pass for Harrison, but now he's gone for a little chip in behind. He's been cleaned up as well, Will Harrison, and it is going to be the penalty, and that could be a yes, it is going to be a yellow card. Who is off the field? Who are they showing here? Who was doing the blocking there? It is going to be, oh no, Ollie Jaeger. He's only just come out onto the field, and now he is going to be off it. Ollie Jaeger, unfortunately, ended up with the yellow card there. How long's he been out there? I feel like he's only been on the field for maybe about a minute if he's lucky. And now he has come off it, and the Waratahs have got the penalty once again. We have also got Crusaders against this Jinky Lehigh as well. Welcome to the live stream. Am I the only Aussie fan in this live stream? I think we've got a few others, though. I feel like people hide their support for them sometimes, but I think we have got a few. For the Reds versus Chiefs game, there'll be quite a few, I have a feeling. But at the moment, we are sitting on 47 likes, Henry. So we will be on 50 very soon. If you haven't already, be sure to leave a like now. It is going to be in the hands of Nawaqanita Wasi, and they're starting to find a little bit of rhythm here, the Waratahs. Now it's going to be Newsom trying to drive forward just inside of the 22. The Waratahs now. It is going to be Pareki goes back to Harrison. Now a little offload back to Harrison. Now it is going to be a run up the middle, and it's going to be the number 13. What a step that is. He's going all the way. Pareki scores the try for the Waratahs, and they had the advantage as well. And it is going to be Isaiah Pareki who was able to score it. I'm going to have to start updating my scoreboard a little bit quicker, I have a feeling. But the Waratahs, they are trying to fight back in this match. 2 tries in a row. And the Crusaders are still down to 14 men. Great run from Will Harrison. In the end, got blocked by Ollie Jaeger there. And that is why there was a yellow card. And then from there, I am just writing down on the try scorers, Pareki. And that's the thing with these New Zealand games. Trans-Tasman games, I should say. You end up in the situation, I'm only allowed 200 characters. I'm sitting at 147 already. So it's going to be interesting. The least liked team in Australia, but I'm still supporting them as well, says the Big V8 show. I enjoy watching them play. They've got a unique style that they like to play. Like, I mean, in the first match against the Hurricanes, they had 3 tries scored by their props, which I feel like is pretty awesome. But Angus Bauer's next level in terms of his skill level. And also that man, Isaiah Pareki, was able to score that one. We have also got there in fam. Have a great day tomorrow as well. And yes, says Paul Games Guy. So he is a happy man at the moment. Good try, Waratahs, says Joseph. It was a very nicely set up one. Has scored a respectable bunch against the Canes. Thought they conceded a very respectable bunch as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, that was 10, wasn't it, that they ended up giving away in that match, but they scored 7. And that's the thing, with those that amount of tries, they still got the bonus point, the Hurricanes, for being 3 tries or more ahead, which is pretty awesome. They got a bonus point yesterday against Western Force as well. 7 tries to 0 in that one, but now it is in the hands of the Waratahs once again, and they are only 10 points behind at this stage in this match, and the Crusaders will still be down to 14 men for the rest of the 7.5 minutes. Oh, now they're going through the gap almost again, Maddox, but they got a little offload. And the Waratahs have decided that they need to play this game at pace to try and get the Crusaders making mistakes. To Mikey Williams, almost over the ball, not quite able to get it though. Now it's going to be 5 back. Harrison now into the hands of Pareki once again, looking for the gap. It's been hit down there by, it was Severis, I believe. So now it is going to be in the hands of the, no, I must have touched no one there. So it means now it is going to be the Crusaders line out. We have got another try again, says Joseph. And also we have got, is this a full Super Rugby tournament or just New Zealand versus AU teams? It is just New Zealand versus Australia. 1 round each game. So pretty much we've got 5 rounds. Every New Zealand side plays every Australian side once, but they don't actually play the other New Zealand or Australian sides, if that makes sense. So New Zealand sides like the Hurricanes aren't going to be playing the Blues, kind of like along those lines. It will be 1 Australian side versus 1 New Zealand side, and kind of go back and forth like that for 5 matches in total. Oh, nice flat ball there to Will Jordan on the 22. And once again, the Crusaders are looking for a good opportunity. Moanga goes to Sarah Reese, goes out to Manasa Mataeli. Great low tackle there. Sarah Reese now goes on the inside to Scott Barrett. He's hard in the tackle. and they are only a few inches out now. Now it's going to be in the hands of Whainānuku, trying to go again, only a couple meters short. Who wants it? It looks like it's going to be Sione Avili, is it? Yes, it is. But he is being tackled very nicely by Angus Bell. And they've got the advantage now. The Crusaders driving forward. There is Fetu Kamokamo Douglas. Driven down to the ground. They're going short side here. Bryn Hall, quick hands. Whainānuku has got the ball on the line. And it's going to be the drive for the Crusaders. And that is unfortunate for the Waratahs. Every time they almost get back into this match, the Crusaders just put the dagger in the heart. That is for sure. Right. I am going to have to update this one. And I have to say, Lester Whainānuku, he's not the name that you want to add to the list when you are sitting at only allowing 200 characters, because his name is a rather long one. But it was just a good run from the Crusaders. Then Bryn Hall went to the short side, went to Whainānuku, drive forward, put the ball over the line, and he did score the try. Right, Lester Fine. One thing that I do like is the fact that I've worked out how to spell his name after all this time. I never used to be able to say it, but now I can spell it as well. So I feel like that is a pat on the back. Right, we have got that try added to the list as well. Go Crusaders, says Al Haddad. And also final NZ versus Australia win count predictions as well. Says, I feel like it's going to be something like maybe 23-2 for this one, unfortunately. But at the moment, Richie Mo'unga sitting on 50 points now. Oh, okay, they are checking something. So maybe this isn't a try yet. I will read all the chat while we have got the chance. Maxie has said, what's up with the old symbol as well? The old symbol? What's up with the old symbol? Oh, for the Crusaders logo. It is because of the fact that I have just got it offline. Online, I should say. So that is why it is there. They haven't actually updated it on the Google one yet, which is interesting. I was the full flag as well. We have also got to 21 a.m. Got to go bedtime work tomorrow as well, says Gary. So thank you very much for tuning in, mate. And I do appreciate you being here. And we have got a Hoi chat as well. Yeah, just making sure it was a try, and it was indeed. So now it is going to be the case of now the Crusaders have got a chance to convert this one and get 40 points on the board. And we have also got, I'll try and read all the chat as well, but I feel like I'm missing a few messages, so I am sorry about that as well. Another try against this Joseph Cullen Crusaders, and we have got Sup OG. How much time left at this stage? We have got still 21 minutes left in this match, so we are going to have a lot of points on the board. That is for sure. Could you do one on the Brumbies next game? It's okay if you need to take a break though. Yes, I am going to. My voice is trying to take a break, but I am going to be coming straight back for the Blues versus Brumbies match at 7:15, which is only in 45 minutes time. So that is very exciting. Liberty has said, come on, Tars, play like the South African Sharks and shock the Satyrs. Time and time again, Satyrs play nervously against the Bulls and the Sharks as well. And we have also got, you can't be one man down, says Haddad. And then we have also got watching from Samoa from Christopher Talofa, mate, go Crusaders as well. And we have also got, Trent Brown has said, hello, man, how have you been? Let's go, Tars. I've been well. And at this stage, the Waratahs, if they can get one more try, they will only be that 10 points behind. But I feel like it is a little bit risky. But now it's going to be Bryn Hall going back into the hands of Mo'unga now. 5 back to Dallas McLeod. They are starting to pour on the pressure now. Dallas McLeod now running on the inside, looking for the offload. Found it on the outside to Mataele, who is getting driven towards the touchline now. Now it is going to be Bryn Hall, 40 metres out from their own line. Sione Avili running hard at the line. And I feel like I always squint when they well and truly just crash into each other. You can hear the impact. That one was another one for Fetu Kamokamo Douglas. Now it is going to be Bryn Hall. Back to Scott Barrett now, hitting it up, running straight at Angus Bell, who has made the tackle there. Now it is going to be Bryn Hall. Goes to Will Jordan. Flat ball out to Manasa Mataele with a step. But he has been tackled low by Newsom as well. No, it was Jake Gordon who was able to make that tackle. Now it's going to be a flat ball from Brodie McAllister. No, sorry, it's not Brodie McAllister. It is Vella who is getting a chance in this match. Now it's going to be Tamaiti Williams. Not quite able to get that pass right. And now it's going to be Will Harris who is running forward. And they have now almost got the ball. Yes, it's going to be a penalty for Nathan Vella. And they said that he did clearly lifted the ball. So straight away he's come on the field and had an impact there. The man in the number 16 jersey for this match. And we have also got maybe just put the last names to economize on the character count as well, says the big V8 show. Yeah, I feel like that would actually be a very good idea because I did do that for the lineups as well. I did have the lineups pop across every once in a while earlier on. Amazing contents. And when you, Isaac and George, come to Wellington, can't wait to see you guys at Karori as well, says Henry Samuel. And we have also got in there, what a blazing second half so far, says Renew plays. Yeah, both sides playing at an incredible pace at the moment. I do see the man in the number 23 jersey coming on the field. Havili is on the field, and Mo'unga is off by the looks of it as well. So it is going to be David Havili on for Dallas McLeod, I believe it is. So we will quickly write that one down. David Havili. And then also it will be, originally he wasn't actually supposed to be here. He was supposed to be rested. And also Fergus Burke now on the field for Richie Moanga. Fergus Burke coming out there, I think is what I just said. But Wetton also coming off the field. He had a yellow card earlier on in the match. And he is going to be coming off for, I believe it would be Sam Kidd. Yes, it is. Right. All the changes have been made now. The Crusaders going to the back of their lineouts, claimed by Cullen Grace now. And they are going to be trying to drive forward here, the Crusaders, and it's looking good for them just outside of the 22. And they are slowly making more and more meters here. Bryn Hall at the back of the rolling maul likes to look at the back line. They've blown in a lot of Waratahs players, sorry. And they have been told to use it once. Still a minute and a half left of their card, their yellow card. I feel like my brain stopped working now at the moment. All those subs just happened. Confused me big time, but now it is going to be Bryn Hall going short side into the hands of Whainānuku, trying to bounce off a couple tackles, but he has been tackled. Someone is down as well. I believe that is Harry Johnson home. Bryn Hall now tackled a bit high by Jake Gordon, and now they've got the advantage. Now it's going to be in the hands of Vela, and that one is going back for the penalty now against Jake Gordon. They will have this ball maybe about 20 meters out from the line. And Parisi isn't too happy. Everyone's just kind of hanging on to a shirt at the moment while he's trying to get up. And I don't think he was too happy about it. Lockie Swinton's not happy either. Angus Bell. And at this stage, there are tensions running high in this match. That is for sure. We have got Kanakawan in the chat a little bit earlier on as well. They have reasons. They had to change it for very understandable reasons. That was because the game didn't it end up getting it ended up getting controversial captain's challenge, which is interesting indeed. And that is something that they added to the Rainbow Cup South Africa recently as well for this season. But at this stage, there is a player down. I believe it is Harry Johnson-Holmes, which isn't a good sign for the Waratahs. At the end of the day, Benetton are the happiest team in the world rugby, as well as Sebastian. And I did see that at this stage, the top South African side will face the top Rainbow Cup Northern Hemisphere side. So at this stage, it's one of those ones that maybe, I don't know, it's going to be in an interesting situation because of the fact that it could be those two playing off in the final, which will be an interesting contest. We have got in there, welcome to Polly's names, hard to pronounce as well, says Christopher. They are indeed. I try my best, but I do struggle a little bit there. That is for sure. And we have also got in there at the end of the day, I read that one, guess what I'm eating for dinner, Hamish, and I can't wait to see you and Isaac George at Karori Park and maybe go to the Hurricanes game with you guys as well. Polo G, said Henry Samuel. So I'm not too sure what you had for tea out of that situation, but they are showing Whainānuku has been running hard with the ball, and then from there, Harry Johnson-Holmes unfortunately hit on the wrong side there, ended up going to ground, which isn't what you like to see, of course, because he looked like he was pretty injured in that regard, and it looks like he is going to be stretchered off the field as well, possibly, which isn't a good sign for the Waratahs, but we will show the benches once again. There have been a few changes, though, so I will mention that as well. So pretty much so far, we have had Noah Quinitawasi started this match, and I believe that was because of it was going to be Ben Donaldson came off the field for the Waratahs, which meant that Noah Quinitawasi made his way out there, and then they made a little bit of a rotation of their backline. Then in the centres for the Crusaders, Whainānuku actually started the match at 13. Brandon Enor nowhere to be seen. So David Arveli was in the number 23 jersey, and he has now made his way onto the field for Dallas McLeod. Then also, I did see Dunche started this match for the Crusaders. So I think maybe I'm not sure where Dunche, or he was supposed to be on the bench for this one. So I assume Quinton Strange didn't start, but now Sam Whitelock is out on the field as well. So a lot of changes for both sides. But also, while we are waiting for Harry Johnson-Holmes to either get stretched off or maybe make it back to his feet at this stage on the table, this isn't up to date. But with the Crusaders getting a bonus point win here, that will put them in second above the Blues. But they still have that game in hand. So they have got a very decent chance of being able to sit in maybe second or third at the end of this round. Then you have also got the Chiefs playing the Reds later on, so they will want an opportunity to try and get themselves up there as well, trying to get a big points differential. And also, we have got the game tomorrow between the Highlanders and the Rebels. That is going to be played in Sydney at 5 p.m. New Zealand time. So that is something to look forward to as well. We have also got I'm Having Pizza, so that is exciting stuff. Can I stand up? And I don't know whether we want that kind of stuff in the chat as well. We have got Simon has said hi, and imagine Benetton versus Bulls in the Rainbow Cup final. Not an impossible outcome at all, And I feel like it's an interesting way that they've decided to do it because of the fact that rather than having it as a kind of everyone's kind of playing kind of differently match teams, it's kind of based off who you kind of, or what team you are. So it's kind of like Benetton, they haven't really faced those higher ranked teams such as a Leinster or anyone like that yet, I don't believe, if I'm not wrong. So it's one of those interesting ones that maybe that will be what they need to be able to make it all the way. They are showing a whole heap of kids at the moment on the bank. That looks like a very steep bank. You have to be very careful not to end up falling into the water. I'm about to sneeze, unfortunately, for myself, which is a bit of a shame. But the good news is Harry Johnson-Holmes did make it to his feet, but I believe he will be getting subbed off, if I'm not wrong, with how long he was down for. But Mo'unga now is going to be kicking for the corner by the looks of it. And the Crusaders are going to be trying to kick off from where they left off. And we have got, I'm having wheat bix with a sprinkle of sugar and a drizzle of meat. Call me Chef Ramsay as well. Nothing wrong with that, BGs. That is a good meal. And, of course, a lot of these fellas out on the field would have their wheat bix in the morning and maybe multiple times during the day as well. Now, that's a meal as well, says Scrum Lads and BGs. You're like one of those people that posts this in Sky News comment section as well, says kind of going in. And now it is going to be Vela going to the middle of the line out, claimed by Whitelock advantage because they came down just a little bit too early. Or they kind of shot in a little bit too early there. The Waratahs now, it is going to be a good-looking drive for the Crusaders here. 10 metres out, Scott Barrett with the ball at the back, and now they're making real metres here, the Crusaders. Now it is going to be Bryn Hall. He wanted it on the short side, trying to sell a bit of a dummy. Tell you what, Scott Barrett, he has still got that ball in hand. And by the looks of it now, it's going to be Bryn Hall. Goes himself, and he crawls over the line. And he scores the try for the Crusaders. No one was on that side, so he was able to make the most of it. And he managed to score the try. Like they are saying, he dove way too early, but he managed to get all the way to the line in the end, and Bryn Hall scores the try for the Crusaders. Their seventh now, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, seventh try of this match now for the Crusaders. They are looking strong, and they are looking to pour on 50 points here. And they aren't too far away, only one try away. Go Crusaders, says Al Haddad as well. Have you ever seen a fan before in real life? I have not. I didn't realize we actually had like fans who would recognize me, I guess is one of the big things as well. Howdy from Texas, says Gregory Grant. Welcome to the live stream, mate. And we have got Bulls at full strength with Fresh Benetton. And I feel like that's why people want to see it the likes of maybe Munster or Leinster or someone like that versus the Bulls, just because that's one of the matchups that I feel like everyone was looking forward to when we got to see the actual Rainbow Cup take place, if it did. So it's one of those ones that maybe... it would have been nice to see maybe one of those guys. Hey, howdy, hey, Nova from Scrum Lads as well. And the Tars should just give up, says Al Haddad. And that one, Richie Moyer, what a kick that is. That's gone over once again for Richie Moyer. Wait, Richie Moyer, what is he doing out there? Fergus Burke, I believe, came on the field. Who was that for then? Because David Arveli's out there, but Richie Moyer is actually still on the field. So Lester Faiananuku's still out there. Did they bring Fergus Burke and David Arveli both on for Dallas McLeod? Or what is going on here? Maybe Will Jordan's off the field, actually looking in the background perhaps, although that looks like him way up the top. Who did they bring off for Fergus Burke to come on the field here? Because he is out there, and it looks like Will Jordan is still out there as well. I'm lost. I don't know who they've been changing here, the Crusaders. All I know is the fact that Lester Faiananuku, Mo'unga, Fergus Burke, and also David Arveli are all out there at the moment. And Will Jordan's still out on the wing now. It's going to be Faiananuku. I know that Will Jordan's out on the wing because he has got the ball in hand at the moment, Will Jordan. And he is 45 metres out going again there. Oh, it's stolen though by, I believe it was Perezi who was able to take it for the Waratahs, but it's almost been taken straight back there. But they have still got this one now. It's going to be Noah Koinito-Wasi going back to Gordon now. Into the hands of Harrison. A little bit of a wide ball from Maddox. They still want to try and cancel out that bonus point. And Jack Maddox looking like he's going to be able to do it if he can break the line. But they are currently 40 metres out from their own line here. The Waratahs are going to have to work hard to be able to do so. Now it's going to be Jake Gordon into the hands now of Harry Johnson. Holmes almost ripped away by Fetu Kamakoma Douglas, but hangs onto it. How is he still on the field? I swear he was pretty much concussed before. But it must have just been a neck injury, I guess. Now it's going to be Dempsey with a good fend there on David Arveli. Little offload to Lockie Swinton, looking for one as well, but wasn't quite able to find it. Jake Gordon now into the hands now of Harrison. Fires it back. 2 it will be for Ketty now. Goes to Maddox. Little offload to Faketi again. And they are making good meters here. The Waratahs, good step from him. He's fended off a man. It was Ollie Yeager who was able to drag him down. Jake Gordon now goes to Harry Johnson. Holmes, a little bit of a backline movement looking like it's going to take place for the Waratahs. Dempsey with a short ball to Lockie Swinton. They are only 5 metres out. He has gone to ground, and they are lining up all of their big forwards here to be able to have a chance of getting over the line. It is going to be the man in the 19 jersey, Sam Kidd, now driving forward as well. And a man that I'm looking for, it's been dropped. It's been dropped, unfortunately, for the Waratahs. It was Dave Parecki who dropped it. I was about to say a man who I'm looking for here is Angus Bell. He has been able to score 2 tries so far in the Super Rugby Trans-Tasman competition. That was a great fem from Jack Dempsey on David Arvelli. And then from there, Will Jordan was able to make the tackle on Lockie Swinton. Ultimate wish list, the Sharks recruit Scott Robertson as their coach. That would be pretty interesting to see what he can do with them as well. And we have got back the Stormers, my Munster's biggest feeder team or feeder club as well. So it's kind of coming in. And of course, they have got a lot of South Africans. Damien Dialende is one that comes to mind. That is for sure. And we have also got there, I think my local club, Wairarapa Bush, would push the Waratahs teams as well, says Chris Howe. And now it's going to be Johnson Holmes coming off the field, and that is going to be for Breen. And that's the thing. We are only approximately, it will be 25 minutes away from kickoff for the next match. And it's going to be at Eden Park between the Blues and the Brumbies. We've still got 13 minutes left of this one, so it's going to be pretty much straight away going across. Stephen Davis has said, Hamish, the difference between the two comps is intensity. It is indeed. The Crusaders, they have been flat out pace in this match. And the Waratahs, when they have tried that tactic, it's worked out for them. But overall, it's more of a, that's almost stolen there by the Waratahs. Bryn Hall goes back to Will Jordan, and he will be kicking this one. Or Willie, he's deciding to run sideways here. Will Jordan, liking the chances. He's almost trapped himself. Only a couple meters out from his own line. Straight over the ball was the Waratahs player, but not quite able to get there. Tizano. Now it is going to be Bryn Hall into the hands now. Out to Faina Nuku. Wasn't quite able to find the offload, but he has almost been held up there, and I think he has been. It has been not quite called a maul. So now it is going to be Bryn Hall once again, firing it back into the hands of Fergus Burke. Almost charged down by Tizano, but he does find Dutch. And it does look like a decent night. A little bit of wind there at Wynn Stadium, but overall, a very good day for rugby, that is for sure. We have also got in there, that would be the most likely Ireland would be super scary. Scott is top class as well. And we have also got, I hope I could be your first fan to see you in real life, says Henry Samuel. And at this stage, I was about to say, 100 tackles made by the Crusaders, and also they've had a little bit more possession. That was almost their chance. Yes, they have got it back, but they have given it to the Waratahs for the 2 knock-ons. So now it is going to be a scrum for the Waratahs here. They want to get one more try at least in this match. Tell you what, if they got 2 quick tries like they did just before, they would be sitting, they'd be sitting on 37. They'd still be 10 points behind. So at this stage, I guess just cancelling out the bonus point of the Crusaders would be the goal, because at the end of the day, if they can do that, maybe the Crusaders will be too many points behind from the other New Zealand sides to be able to make it to the final. It's an interesting competition because it's only 5 rounds. Doesn't give you a lot of time for mistakes. Also got Peter Steph-Toy as well. But the IRFU stopped that from happening. Shame as well. So it's kind of coming in, and also looking forward to seeing the Stormers against the British and Irish Lions. Should be a banger. I am looking forward to those games, other than the fact that they're going to be on at 4 a.m. Pretty much every single one, unfortunately. But hopefully, we'll get to watch all of those games. At the moment, the question is, how long are they going to leave Angus Bell out there? They have got the replacement in, it would be Tatira Faulkner. But by the looks of it, they want to leave Angus Bell out there. They feel like he may be the X-Factor player who might be able to get the Waratahs over the line one more time. But we all have to wait and see. It is going to be time back on very soon. 11 minutes left in this match. Like I'm mentioning, it is going to be like pretty much straight after this game. We are going straight into our live stream for the Blues versus Brumbies game anyway. And somebody should message the IRU to appoint Scott Robertson as well. And don't touch the Sharks player, says Renew plays. And also can't guarantee that. And if I am, that would be amazing. Would indeed. But just outside of the 22 at the moment are the Waratahs. They want to get one more try in this match. They want to make it so that I hit the 200 characters and have to change everyone's name. The front rows have gone down here. But now it is going to be Jake Gordon. Short ball into the hands of, it was Foketi. And they have got the advantage as well. Now it's going to be Jack Dempsey with a good step there. Straight over the ball is Fetu Kamakama Douglas. Too many rolls was the call. So they have gone back now for the penalty. Now it's going to be Jake Gordon. Now going right up the middle. Jake Gordon getting only a metre short or so. And they have got another opportunity here. It looks like it's in the hands of Angus Bell once again. Has been dragged down just a couple metres from the line. The Hurricanes, I've said that about 3 times now. That was Sam Kidd who was tackled there for the Waratahs. And they are getting close here once again, driving forward. They are only a couple metres short. It looks like it's going to be Breen now around the side. Going for a go. They're going to be going to Swinton here by the looks of it. No, it's a wide ball now into the hands. They've got the advantage as well. Did he roll over and get the ball down? They are going to be checking it held up, and it is going to be the penalty. And this could be a yellow card for the possibly for a Crusaders player. No, it's not going to be. And now by the looks of it, they think they're about taking it quickly once again here. The Waratahs, they want to keep the momentum up for them. And looking at it, you've got the likes of Faina Nuku, Ollie Jaeger and whatnot right next. They're going for the scrum. Smart play there, because I feel like you don't want to run straight at the likes of Ollie Jaeger unless a Faina Nuku. Will Jordan's done phenomenal there to keep that ball off the ground. and he has saved a try. Big time commentators, one more try, baby. And rugby in New South Wales is a private school affair. Our boys played both in public school. When it comes to Rets, the public schools don't get a look in as well. And that is a bit of a shame because I feel like there would be quite a few good players like scattered around. It's like watching the first 15 rugby here in New Zealand. Like we are very lucky in regards of you get to see those guys and like in maybe about 3 or 4 years time, they could be All Blacks. I mean, we saw it with Damian McKenzie. He was playing first 15 rugby and now he is playing for the All Blacks. Also for the Chiefs later on tonight. Should be exciting. How long left, my cuz? As I says honest, at this stage, we have got a total of it's going to be the penalty to the Crusaders there. And they were almost thinking about taking a quick tap there, but very well done by Tamaiti Williams. He is a solid unit of a man, and he has won them the penalty there for the front row collapsing. What was I saying about? I've forgotten. Oh, how long left? We have got at this stage 8 minutes left in this match between the two sides. Go Waratahs, go, says Joseph as well. Why in the world would they do that as well, says Scrumlass. And we have also got evening, mate. Well, what a scary score. I missed it. Just woke up as well, says Bertie. Good morning, mate. In South Africa at the moment, must be 8:45 or so, if I'm not wrong. It wasn't Crusader, says Jatendra Singh as well. And yeah, at the moment, they are looking to put on 50 points. And points differential, like I mentioned, could be crucial for these two sides. And now it is going to be, once again, Nathan Vela. Not too sure how to pronounce that one, but he has claimed that one. Now Sam Whitelong. Now it's going to be Fergus Burke. Goes into the hands of, I'll tell you what, big contact there on Sione Arveli, but he still drives forward. Dazano able to drag him down. Now it's going to be Fergus Burke. Goes into the hands of David Arveli, who is still fighting his way forward. He's pretty much wrestling people at this stage. David Arveli trying to make a few extra meters. They have got the advantage as well. Now the Crusaders. Now it's going to be Fergus Burke. Goes back into the hands of Richie Moanga. Looking for the wide ball. No, he doesn't. He tries to go through the gap instead, but he is dragged down there. Now it is going to be Vela now going to Fergus Burke. Currently 45 out from their own line here, the Crusaders, and they are continuing to try and drive forward. It's going to be Tamaiti Williams now. Goes to Will Jordan. Goes through the hands of Cullen Grace. And it is going to be intercepted, but they did have the advantage, the Crusaders. And now they are going back. And I'm not sure why they waited so long for that advantage, but now it is going to be going back, and it is going to be the penalty to the Crusaders, and the crowd are not happy at all about that one with how long the referee forgot to blow for it. What a game as well, says McKay Bu. Hopefully I've pronounced that correctly, as I has said another clean sweep as well. Any more Volcano, says honest opinion. No, not on this live stream. You are a cultured man, though, remembering that for the Kiwi lads. Of course, the match between Fiji and Georgia, it was late night one. And we have the Crusaders got one more try in them, Kiwi lads, says Machu. I think they have, because of where they are going to be on the field now. They've still got 6.5 minutes to do something here. Maybe Moanga has got one in them. We'll have to wait and see. We've also got their hi from Riley Bennett. Welcome to the live stream once again, mate. If you haven't already, be sure to leave a like on this live stream. Anyone viewing, we have got a huge number of people viewing at the moment. We are sitting on 58 likes. Let's see if we can get it to 70 before the end of this match. Oh, yeah, how's that? Scrum last year, bloodbath indeed. Sorry, I ended up with an American accent there. Jake Gordon coming off the field now. That is going to be he is going to be replaced by Jack Grant. Now they are going for the rolling maul once again here. The Crusaders trying to make a few extra meters. As it's going to be Vela with the ball at the back. Dave Cotton on the field Dave Parecki off the field for Joe Cotton. Got the names mixed up there. Fetal Kamakoma Douglas now has the ball at the back. And now Bryn Hall looking like he is going to be setting up a little bit of a set play. It's going to be Fergus Burke. Cross kick now. It's going into the hands of Will Jordan. Yes, it is. He's done the step as well. Will Jordan, he's getting close. And he's put the ball down. And it's a try to Will Jordan there for the Crusaders once again. And now the big question is, have they got one more in them? It could be on the cards. I will quickly write that in. Will Jordan. And if they got one more in them, I'm going to have to change everyone's names to just their last names, because at the moment, 194 of 200 characters for the try scorers in this match. Huge amount of tries and 50 points now for the Crusaders here. Let's go Crusaders as well in the chat. And it is brutal. Yeah, let's hope you can keep your fingers crossed as well, says, and Baron Adeta said go Crusaders as well. And we have also got a whole heap of other people thumb up to the winning team as well. And at this stage, that is indeed going to be the Crusaders. And we shot up 10 likes just from me saying that. So thank you all very much for that. I feel like I need to mention likes more often. I always forget, but also I guess I should say, if you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Are we going to go up 10 for that as well? Richie Moang has converted another one. I think they've almost left him on the field for that goal kicking ability. And also just because he can release a little bit of that Mwanga magic when he needs to. Also, we have got GG, says Henry. You need to change the Crusaders badge on your screen, bro, says Andy Scott. I actually use the one off Google, so I think it is them that have, unfortunately, not quite updated it yet. But yeah, that is something. Anytime I have a guest for the Crusaders ones, I always have it down the bottom so that it isn't the old logo. But yeah, unfortunately, unless I think you can actually edit possibly. Who's that? Number 20. That is not Quinton Strange. That is for sure. I'm not even sure if that is. No, that wouldn't be Mitchell Dunshea. That ball has come free, and now it's in the hands of the Waratahs, and now it's going to be Angus Bell running sideways straight into the wall. It was Cullen Grace and Barrett. Now it is going to be Grant. Goes back now to Harrison, trying to find the gap. He's hit hard in the tackle by Sam Whitelock. And the Waratahs, they haven't given up yet. Joe Cotton now driving forward to Mighty Williams now. Is making the tackle on him. Now it's going to be Swinton with the flat ball to him. And he is getting closer and closer. Now it's going to be Harrison. A little bit of a backline movement here. It's going to be in the hands of Parisi breaking off the tackle. The ball's come free though. But luckily there was a man there and they have got the advantage for the knock on now once again for the Waratahs. And Lockie Swinton wrestled to the ground. 10 metres out. At the moment it is going to be Carlo Tazzano running hard at the line as well. And they are just slowly trying to drive their way forward. Will Harrison with a good step there. Still 5 metres out, though, from the line. Now it's going to be in the hands of Angus Bell. Tackled low. They have been doing that all day on him. It has been working very well. Now it's going to be Grant. Goes to Swinton. That ball went almost forward there. But they have still got this one here, the Waratahs. And they are hoping that they can get one more try before the end. And they have got another advantage, I believe that was. Or they did say that it went backwards. Was the call. Angus Bell once again tackled there. And now it is going to be Jack Grant now. They are driving forward at the moment. 77 minutes gone in this match. Only a couple minutes left. We'll read the chat a very short moment as well. Now it's going to be Tazzano driving at Cullen Grace. Sam Whitelock straight over the ball though. But he hasn't actually got the ball in hand there. Now it's going to be Grant. Little bit of a sell and a dummy set. Caught up to failure there, unfortunately. Now it is another advantage. They are going to be able to score here. Maybe the Waratahs if they can drive forward. Now it's going to be Harrison. Little bit of a back line. Goes in the hands of Parisi. Still 5 metres out. Great defence here from the Crusaders. Currently 15 phases in for the Waratahs. And this is the most we have had throughout this match so far. The last time we had this many phases, there was a try. And now it is going to be a double blow of the whistle. Time off. And I think David Arvelli might be going to the bin possibly for a deliberate knockdown. We have got thanks for the update. Live Crusaders, another win as well from, I'll try and pronounce it, Macabu. Hopefully I've pronounced that somewhere right, but if not, please do let me know. And also Bulla from Fiji from Morena as well. Welcome. Mirani. Hopefully I've pronounced that one correctly as well. Well, I guess that I said the Tars should give up. They listened as well, says Al Haddad. And also we have got 69 likes. Smash that like button, subscribe if you want to know, says Bertie. And I'm honestly waiting for the Chiefs game. Yeah, we've got 2 more games, or 1 more game after this one. Well, Saders all the way. Cool commentary, brother. Never a dull moment as well, says Hona, and I do appreciate that. Checker said that Australian Super Rugby teams will be competitive a week before the Trans Comp as well. And yeah, unfortunately, so far, it hasn't quite worked out for them so far, but hopefully it will be in the situation of maybe in the future rounds, maybe, so I can get the win. I'm saying a lot of maybes here. But they are saying maybe didn't quite work out for. Okay, they were almost about to award a penalty try, I think. Oh, they are still going to award a penalty try, I think they have said. As well, Bulla from Fiji as well. So welcome in. I just find it funny how the Aussie commentators talk their teams up, and but I have a lot of respect for the Aussie teams. They are good, but not good enough. David Arvelli now is off the field with a yellow card, which is not ideal for them. That is 2 men who have come off the bench and had a yellow card. Now, they did mention possibly, no, it isn't going to be a penalty try because of the sufficient defence. I thought for a second that they were going to be awarding it. So now they're going to take the one in the middle of the field by the looks of it, and it is going to be a scrum. And it might be the last play of the match. Bulla from Fiji Bros. Thanks for the live feed as well, says Sonny. No worries, mate. And thank you very much for tuning in. I thought my screen froze for a second. No, I just make a very concentrated face when I'm listening because of the fact I don't have my commentary of the actual game that loud so that we don't end up getting copyrighted. So I always sit here like for half a moment and I just end up, looking very silly for a moment. Bulla and go the Saders as well. Awesome commentary, bro, from Joshua. Thank you very much. No, bro, as a proud Cantab, I love both old and new logos, mate, as well, says Andy Scott. I know a lot of people, they still have that soft spot for the one that is up. A few people have mentioned about the nostalgia side of it. And take a break. Cheers. Bowl of grog for you. Laloma from Fiji as well, says Cerezio. And unfortunately, there aren't really many breaks here on this day because of the fact that it's 7:15, In 20 minutes time, the next game is kicking off. That's going to be between the Blues and the Brumbies. So there's not a lot of time at all to have in between games. And then the next game after that is going to be kicking off at 9:45 New Zealand time. So it's going to be rough. Are you going to do a review for 4 minutes? Yes or no? I will not be doing the review yet, unfortunately, because of the fact that it just wouldn't be able to squeeze into that short gap. That would end up, and now it is going to be off the back with Grant. Are they going to be able to get a try here, the Waratahs? It is a tackle on Will Harrison. They have still got this one here. Now it is going to be in the hands of Jack Dempsey for a 50th match. Little offload to Grant there. Goes into the hands of Lockie Swinton. He has been running hard at the line all day so far. Now it is going to be in the hands of Tazzano. Running hard, trying to find a gap, and he almost does there. But straight over the ball, they were trying to get that one, the Crusaders. Now it's going to be Grant going to the short side. Harrison now with a flat ball into the hands of Parisi, lined up by, I believe it was Tamaiti Williams, but he's still going forward. But Vela straight over the ball as he got that one. No, it's an advantage now. And they are going to have another yellow card. That is going to be Vela going to the bin now. 3 subs for the Crusaders have all gone to the bin. And are they going to take this quickly? Vela, he tried to start defending there, but they have said that it is going to be, they're going to take the quick tap here. Who is going to be taking it on? Parisi now is going to be tapping this one. He's got a man on his shoulder. No, he doesn't. He goes himself there. Angus Bell protecting the ball, though, for the Waratahs. Now it's going to be Mark Noah Kuaneta Wasi now going out the back line wide. And it is going to be defended, is it? No, it's not. And Richie Moanga looked like he took a bit of a head knock there. But that is going to be the final try of this match for the Waratahs. It was Alex Newsom who was able to score it as well. I'm going to have to quickly change my scoreboard. My other thingamabob. I'm going to take off Lester Fine-Arnold's first name. And also I am just going to have Newsom so that it does fit inside of the regulation of 200 characters. It's not enough sometimes for New Zealand rugby. But yeah, in the end, Noah Kwanetawasi went back into the hands of Harrison, fired the wide ball. Richie Moanga one-on-one with Newsom. Ends up getting a bit of a shoulder in the head in the end. But that is another try. So far, I don't even know how many tries we've had in this match. I think we're up to about maybe 10 or maybe even more than that, if I'm not wrong. Come on, Saders team as well, says Jim. Well, we have also got Saders all the way. Cheers, says Devontae Watson. And we have also got a whole heap of other chat as well. So thank you all very much for tuning in. Joshua has said go Crusaders. And also thanks, bro, for the live show as well, says Jen. Well, and I do appreciate you all being here for this one as well. Loving the stream, even without watching the game, knowing how predictable this one will be, says Sammy Souza. Yeah, unfortunately, just hasn't quite gone the way of the Waratahs here. But like I mentioned at the start, the scoreline's against them a little bit, but they're still going to possibly end up with, they scored 3 tries in this match, which I feel like is still pretty decent. Harrison trying to get that last one. It's come around late, but not quite able to go over. So the end score in this match is going to be 54 to the Crusaders and 28 to the Waratahs. High score in 110 out of 10 commentary. Hamish says scrum. Thank you very much. Crusaders are just built different. Says Shay, I assume that is, or Shizay, maybe, I'm not too sure. But that X 2,000 plus, 200 plus people enjoying the stream. Brilliant stuff, sir, says Sebastian, and I do appreciate you all being here for this one. We have got another live stream starting up extremely soon in about 10 minutes' time. It is going to be the match between the Blues and the Brumbies at Eden Park. But with this win, the Crusaders will move into second on the table. So the pressure will now be on the Blues as well. It's being predictable for the last 3 weeks as well, says Trojan. Yeah, hopefully we do get to see an upset at some stage from an Australian side. We have got cheers, mate. See you in the next stream as well, says the big V8 show. And I am looking forward to seeing you all there. We won my rugby game today, 97-0. Well, that is something that I know a lot of people thought maybe the score would be in this one. But luckily for the Waratahs, 28 points isn't too bad. Like they scored the same amount of points against the Crusaders as the Reds. And the Crusaders scored more points in that match against the Crusaders. The Crusaders scored more points against the Reds in that match. So the Waratahs, decent performance overall in this match, even though it didn't quite go their way. Well, 204 people watching. You are on par with other YouTube rugby live streamers like 2 cents. Come on, guys. Let's increase the number of subscribers, says Liberty. You heard in the chat. If you do want to subscribe, please do. It is hugely appreciated. We have been doing every single Super Rugby Trans-Tasman game. We are going to be doing the 2 more that are happening tonight with the Blues and the Brumbies, and also the Reds versus the Chiefs a little bit later on as well. Cheers, mate. See you in the next stream. I read that one as well. Live stream commentary, better than watching as well, says Joshua. So I do thank you for that. And that's one thing that I love doing in this regard. I love talking to you guys, but also the fact that like some of you guys don't have the ability of being able to watch these games. And I love the fact that I can try and keep you guys informed on what is happening in these matches so that you don't really miss out till after the live stream when you do get into the situation of seeing the highlights. Like this is just one of those things that I love doing so that you guys are more involved in the game as well. Thank you, sir. You should be hired to be a good commentator. Thanks for the live as well, says Maka View, and next stream live will be great. Thank you very much, mate, as well. Looking forward to seeing you there. Drag George in here so we can have hear him say leave a subscription as well, says Scrum last year. That is his thing indeed. George loves saying leave a subscription. He wanted to go get KFC, I think. My multi survived by that just now. I need the Blues to win by at least 20 points as well, says Machu. So that will be, I feel like that's a possibility, but the Brumbies might be able to fight back. Brumbies might win from the good YouTube earlier on as well. Well done. Great commentary, says Shane. Thank you very much, mate. And Crusaders rule, says New Zealand. And we have also got there, I love your vids from Josh Thompson. Thank you very much as well, mate. And that's why I'm more interested in finding out if the Waratahs were even going to try and keep up. And yeah, the interesting choice from them straight away was the fact that they went for a 3-pointer when they were about 13 points behind. And it's going to be interesting to see, how they go forward, because they did look decent when they were going for that fast-paced, leaving less chance for the Crusaders to get away with the game, such as when they were going for the quick taps, going for the scrums and whatnot. It was working out for them not too bad. So I did enjoy watching that side of it as well. How does the points log change now? As says Al Haddad, at this stage, the Crusaders, I will show the table, but this one is not updated. But I will hopefully have an updated one for the next live stream. But at this stage, we'll remove the Kiwi Lads logo. I never had it. Right. The Hurricanes sitting in first. The Crusaders will move up into second on 14 points, and the Blues will move down to third. And then this next game between the Blues and the Brumbies is going to be a close one, perhaps. And that would mean either the Brumbies can push themselves just a little bit closer to catching the Chiefs, or the Blues will move back into second place or first place if they win by more than 2 points, I think it is. So that's going to be an exciting one to watch as well. And we have got OMG, says Josh Thompson, and also last place in Super Rugby AU and the most scored try scored in Super Rugby Trans-Tasman out of the Aussie teams. Gotta love the Tars as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, they've done very well. How long next game? We have got currently 8 minutes till the live stream starts, and then it will be 13 minutes until the next game. So it's not very long at all between these two ones. That is for sure. They're going straight over into the Super Rugby Trans-Tasman pre-show for the Blues versus the Brumbies. It's going to be exciting stuff. And hopefully I do get to see you all there for that one. We'll have a quick look at the likes as well. We are sitting on 77. So thank you all very much for that. It is hugely appreciated. And I hope to see you guys all transferring over to our next stream that will be starting in 8 minutes between the Blues and the Brumbies. But thank you all very much for watching. If you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. That is the score in this match. All of the try scorers are coming across the screen just below me. It is quite a long list, that is for sure. Drummond, Taylor, Reese, McLeod, Scott Barrett, Faina Nuku, Bryn Hall, Will Jordan, and also for the Waratahs, they were able to score 3 in this one. It was Jack Maddox, Alex Newsom, and Isaiah Perezi. All playing decently as well. And at the moment, the Panthers are 10-0 up at halftime, and final score was 30 to the Panthers and 4 to the Bulldogs. I'm guessing George is going to be in the Blues live stream. I'm not too sure. I think I will be chatting to him very quickly in between live streams to see what he is doing, because he does live a little bit away, so it'll probably take a little bit to get here. And I think he wanted KFC as well, which is another half an hour up the road. So, don't know, maybe you will show up for the end of it. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all very soon for the Blues versus Brumbies match